Good afternoon and welcome to our coverage of Seton Hill University Griffins football on the Westmoreland Sports Network, as today from historic Offutt Field in Greensburg, the Griffins welcome the Edinboro University Fighting Scots. Sean Myers joined by a jolly TJ Stefano here. TJ already excited for this one. It is a big game, TJ, for Seton Hill, a team that got up to a great start, winning its first 2 games of the campaign. However, they're coming off of consecutive losses, most recently here at home against a really impressive 6th-ranked Slippery Rock team. On the other side, Edinboro has a record of 0-3, but it's a little misleading. The Fighting Scots have played competitively against some good teams this year. They've had a very rigorous schedule, and I think both these teams look at this as an opportunity to get in the win column.
Exactly, yeah, and you talk about Edinboro first. In the Cal game last week, they held Cal to 3 field goals and 1 offensive touchdowns. The other 2 were a safety and a defensive touchdown. And in their game against Westchester, they actually led that game at the beginning of the first quarter. Then Westchester pulled away, but Edinboro actually took the lead with like 3 minutes left in that game. But Westchester ended up scoring with 57 seconds left. So this Edinboro team is easily a team that could have, 2 wins. And for Seton Hill, as you mentioned, a strong start to the season. The last 2 games have been tough, and this is probably a game that Seton Hill could win here today. But again, it's all going to depend on how they play. We know their defense has been playing well. I guess the real question mark is how the offense is going to do.
And really, I think that's a question mark for both of these teams. There's a lot of similarities when you look at this, because the Fighting Scots defense was absolutely outstanding, as you mentioned a week ago. The offense really had sputtered. They have some quarterback issues. We're not sure who's going to be getting the first snaps for the Fighting Scots. We do know it will be Keone Freeman who gets the starting nod for the Griffins. That's also a little surprising because they had a lot of faith in Chris Jones coming into this season. He's had some good moments, but ultimately the touchdowns to interceptions ratio just a bit condemning. 1 touchdown, 8 interceptions, and I think that really kind of forced the hand of Dan Day to make the change. Yeah,
it's been a tough year for Chris. You mentioned 52 of 102. He's only thrown for 547 yards, and you mentioned 1 touchdown, 8 interceptions. Yeah, and I guess Freeman last week did pretty well in that game against Slippery Rock. 4 of 11, 66 yards and interception, but we'll see how he does in his first, full official game as a starter here for the Griffins.
Yeah, and Coach Day said he was pretty impressed with how Freeman played, considering that he was the number 3 quarterback going in, because Eddie Scott was the backup to Chris Jones. So when you're number 3 on the depth chart, not getting a lot of reps. However, I think that has changed this week, so they hope that Freeman will be a little bit better and the offense will be more in tune. He did throw that interception. He has some ability as an athlete as well. 3 rushing attempts for 9 yards, but I think that's a little bit more of a threat than what we saw with Chris Jones, who quite frankly in the past had been a pretty good runner in his own right. But they need a boost because offensively this team has not been good enough. They were lucky to win the first 2 games because the defense and at times the special teams made the key plays. Last week the defense was going against a incredibly efficient offense, so Seton Hill needed to put some points on the board, and after a good start really did not do that for the final 3 quarters.
Yeah, you're right, Sean. Pretty much all season the defense is what's been carrying this team and keeping them in the games. They've just played very good, and special teams have been good for the most part as well. I know there was, I think it was maybe the 2nd game of the season, there was some mishaps in that game, but yeah, the offense, at times it's looked good and other times it hasn't. They just need to get into some kind of rhythm here. It was good to see that last week, speaking of the offense, that Logan Weiland had a big week rushing the ball, 92 yards and 2 touchdowns. I know they keep talking about getting the running game going. That was good to see that last week, to have a positive, almost 100-yard rusher. So I guess we're seeing steps along the way, but I think maybe overall the offense just hasn't been able to put it all together yet into a 1 complete game.
Well, you talk about Seton Hill, and the man who guides the program is 3rd-year head coach Dan Day, and our Dan Flickinger had a chance to talk to Dan. on the Dan and Dan Show, it's become dubbed. We'll get to that momentarily as we continue our pregame here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. Seton Hill Football 2021. We roll along on WSN.
Sendell Mitsubishi. Buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Mitsubishi or have it delivered to your door. SendellMitsubishi.com. At Sendell Volkswagen, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Volkswagen or have it delivered to your door. SendellVolkswagen.com.
When I first came back, one of the first things that blew me away was our facilities. How the fields have grown up in that whole complex down the hill. Our weight room now, I mean, how that has been, remodeled and changed and overhauled.
Our baseball field is, in my opinion, one of the best in the nation, Division II wise. And just having Sullivan Gym open for us all the time with the nets in there whenever we wanted to get work in, which is possibly why I got to where I am, because all the extra work that I did put in.
I think our facilities are one of the best across the PSACs, and that's definitely a huge recruiting tool as we are able to draw the athletes for the academics in addition to the great things they can get on the athletic side of it.
I don't think I would be able to thrive in a big school. I think I like that the professors know my name. I like that when I'm walking down the hall, I can say hi to someone and I actually know them.
This is how far we'll go to treat heart, lung, and vascular disease. 15 millimeters. At Excella Health, we believe less can be more. That's why we use minimally invasive surgery in the treatment of coronary artery disease, heart valve repair and replacement, lung cancer, and conditions of the peripheral arteries. For our patients, that means less blood loss, less post-operative pain, and a faster recovery. It means that a disease process that took decades to develop can, in a few hours, be reversed. And for us, it means providing the most advanced and sophisticated care for patients in our region. The Heart, Lung, and Vascular Institute at Excella Health. Expert care here.
This is the Coach Dan Day Show, presented by State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Murraysville. Here's Dan Flickinger and the third-year head coach of the Griffins, Dan Day.
Welcome back as we continue on Griffins Game Day on the Westmoreland Sports Network. And, of course, it is time for the Coach Day Show, brought to you by State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Murraysville. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Alex Hetrick is there. Coach, let's go back to the game against Slippery Rock last week. You welcomed the number 6 team in the country. Yeah. The guys were really excited to play the Rock. Got off to a terrific start, but unfortunately just kind of wasn't enough. How did you evaluate your team's play last week?
I think there were some critical plays in that game that we just didn't capitalize on. That I think would have given the entire feel. It would have been different. Truthfully, I mean, there's the biggest play in my mind of that entire game was a boot action that we ran with Chris and John Makel. Was he had a lot of room. And truthfully, looking back on film, I think he takes that one if we complete that ball and it's underthrown and it was a position right there was 10-7. Mm-hmm. That could have went 17-7. Instead we underthrow it and it's a pick and that turns out to be Slippery Rock possession on the 20 that turns into another 7 points and I think that was one of the big swings. I think there were others, the kickoff returns, especially the one, one was much earlier in the game that would have changed that point total, overall. So I think our guys were so excited to be able to feel like they truly could line up and compete that when some of those plays we didn't capitalize on didn't happen. I don't think we lacked belief. I think we the disappointment of it not going the way they wanted it to kind of set in, and I think that's where you saw the defense, really hadn't played that way in terms of some pressure and some coverage. And I just think a disappointment as that game wore on, mentally affected us a little bit, and that's something we got to handle better.
How did you evaluate your defense? Because watching the game, now maybe as a coach you don't think this way, but broadcasting the game, watching the game, it almost seemed like it was what Slippery Rock was doing well and maybe not what you guys were doing poorly. I mean,
they made plays
a few times. There was some great coverage by you, and Litwin would just stick his arm up and make a one-handed catch. And what are you supposed to do?
And not just Litwin, right? I mean, we knew they had three. I told you in pregame, right? They had three receivers that I think were better than anybody we've seen up to that point, and again, I think that's where that emotion comes into play, that you can overcome that as a defense if we were answering on our side of the ball, and it becomes a little bit more of a shootout and guys making plays on both ends, and we just didn't, in that opportunity, we didn't, time of possession was in our favor, and we made some plays and moved the ball at times, especially running the football. We had a pretty good night, but we got to make sure we're completing. We have to have pass game production. We haven't.
How did you see the team respond in practice this week? You said how resilient they've been all year.
Yeah.
How did you see them respond in practice?
Yeah, I thought, Tuesday wasn't a great day for us. I think we were still a little, again, kind of hungover from disappointment. Sometimes you talk about that coming from a win, but I think we were hungover a little bit from disappointment. But Wednesday, Thursday, it felt like our practices. It felt like, high energy, guys focused, locked in on their jobs. So as the week went on, it was opposite of some of the other games we've played this year, whereas I felt like the week went on, sometimes we were less focused. This week, we didn't start super strong, but I really felt like by the end of the week, the guys are ready for this one.
Coach, as I mentioned earlier, as we look back at the game, you couldn't have gotten off to a better start. DeMonte Pratt, interception on the first play of the game. A few plays later, Logan Weiland punches it in.
Yep.
Sidelines going crazy. You guys are up 7-0. Talk about that sequence.
And we had talked about, coming out of the locker room, right? I think one thing that those top teams in the league, you see it at every level, but sometimes those teams beat you before you get on the field, in terms of that mentality. And we had talked about, we're going to come out and be the aggressors, and we're not going to wait for things to come to us. And we did that, right away, especially the way we've started offensively. We haven't shown that, to be able to go out, right away. And we scored on our first and third possession. We just hadn't shown that, right, and being able to put those things together. So that energy was there. Again, I'll point to it, Dan, again, but I just think that play that we missed was a critical moment that would have kept that energy alive, and continue to move forward.
Talk about the bomb field goal that Luke Hogger hit to tie your former teammate there, the 47-yard record at Seton Hill.
Yeah, tied Rael Wilkins.
Yeah.
What
went into the decision to let him go out and try it?
Yeah, I mean, Jack Wagner does our kickoffs, and he's got a really, really strong leg. And I actually clicked over, asked Coach Castillo, which way we were going to go on that one. He said, and Coach Harmon, our linebackers coach, also helps with our kickers, and he was on that side too. When I clicked over, and he said, Coach, he's got it. He's got the range. I watched him in pregame. We talk about these things obviously too, but when I clicked over, he said, he's got it, let him go. And trusted those guys, Coach Castillo and Coach Harmon, and obviously Luke went out and, did his job really well. So I think what a great, moment and opportunity for him. And he's playing lights out.
Well, that was a big field goal for you too, Coach, because Slippery Rock tied the game 7-7 at that point. Luke goes out and hits that bomb, and you're up 10-7. Unfortunately, from that point, Slippery Rock scores 34 unanswered. And maybe you've touched on this already, but what ultimately allowed the Rock to really go on a run like they did at that point?
Yeah, I mean, first off, they're really good.
Yeah, they're a pretty good team. Yeah.
In terms of that talent they have on the offensive side, they're pretty good. And I will, point again on our side offensively, we have to have pass game production, and we didn't. We didn't, and that was the thing that became frustrating on our end, is just not being able to get that production that we needed to. And if the run game production was there, we ran the ball against this team in 2019 for 22 yards. Mm-hmm. This year we had 169 on the ground. So that growth was there. Offensive line, running backs being able to do their jobs in that. And to me, that lack of pass game production starts to hurt that. Well, how are we going to get this done against a team that is that electric and can make those big plays when we weren't?
Darnell Carey, a couple of big kick returns for touchdowns called back because of holding calls. When you watched back to the film, what did you kind of go over there, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, it was the same guy twice. In both, opportunities, truthfully, and we talked about as staff, we have to, we've got to coach those things. We can't put big plays on the field that we're allowing to come back because of discipline. That's something we pride ourselves on, as a program in terms of how we coach and what we need to get done. So not having the discipline on those plays as well as correcting them, immediately to allow the same guy to make that mistake twice, that's on us. That's, something we got to make sure we're doing better as coaches.
Well, you mentioned pass game production, I think, 4 or 5 times now. So this leads us to the question of Chris Jones. Obviously hasn't had the season that he was hoping. He struggled in the first half. You make a change at halftime to bring in Keone Freeman. So what went into that decision? Can you evaluate Keone's play? And then, of course, what you decide to do today?
Yeah. I just felt like some of the negative plays and lack of production, Chris has done a great job, to this point. And he had been battling. And I think, even when he went 2-0, with this team as the quarterback, there were still some things I felt like on the field that we were missing, and an opportunity to be a little bit more explosive. And ultimately, there were a few plays in that first half that it came down to. Again, I know I've touched on it, but I think missing John on the play action was big. We missed John on a corner route also. That was pretty big. And then I felt like that pressure, not literal pressure, but just pressure on him to make plays, then caused him to do some things that were a little bit uncharacteristic. He was spinning out of, sacks that weren't even present, and not keeping eyes downfield. And when I felt like it affected the mentality of our defense as a head coach, that was when it was, we've got to go a different direction. If nothing else, that side of the ball plays insanely hard and does a great job all the time. We can't put them in those positions, and I love Chris to death. I really do. It just, unfortunately, was time that, we have to get that production out of the pass game, and it wasn't there. So that's what led to that decision. Keone came in that second half, and I think it's always easier, to come in as 2 because there's really not a lot of pressure at that point. Sure. When you step on the field and come into that moment, I did think he played well, but we've still got to have that much more production. He played well, but still 4 of 11, and we did have a pick 6 in that second half. So those are things we've really worked on. Making sure we're cleaning up and getting him ready. Into week 2 is he'll be the guy that'll start for us week 2, coming out and leading this football team. So we've worked a lot on settling him down and just making sure he's ready to be that guy.
Is there any changes offensively you have to make in terms of scheme, with having a new quarterback?
No, not him. Mm-hmm. I mean, he does. He's similar to Chris, in play style. And I think the biggest thing we've really missed was being able to push the ball a little bit more vertically, not leaving some of those balls to be 50-50, but really putting it out there and almost overthrowing a guy. And you saw that second half. We came out and took a play action shot that, again, John got behind him, and rather than that ball being short, it was a little bit too far. But I can live with that more than I can live with it being short, and giving the defense an opportunity for that. So, and in Keone's, credit in defense, Eddie Scott was too. Keone really didn't get, reps leading up into that week. So to come out cold and that ball to be as close as it was, that was another opportunity for a really, really big play. So I'm comfortable, now with that time and that practice that he'll be able to push the ball for us vertically.
And of course, it's unfortunate that Eddie got injured last week, Coach. His status is still kind of – I know he's not going to play today.
Correct.
But going forward, it's kind of questionable now.
Yes. Yeah, we just have to see how he comes back and how he feels as we move forward.
When you look back at the game, at least looking at the stats, Coach, linebackers had kind of a quiet day. Now, was that because Slippery Rock was throwing the ball so much? No
question. Yeah. I mean, credit to the defense. I mean, they shut down the run game. Mm-hmm. That was something, again, we haven't been able to do to this team, and they did that to a high level. And it obviously their game plan, credit to Slippery Rock and their coaching staff. I mean, they attacked us how they knew they would have to with the skill they had, on the perimeter. And they did that, So I think that's really what you saw in terms of that lack of production. They just didn't have those opportunities to make some of those big plays.
Before we talk about Edinboro, I just want to ask you one final thing, Coach. A lot of your former teammates, couple of your former players were on the sideline. We got a chance to talk with Fardan Allen at halftime, who's playing some professional football, which is really neat to see.
Yes.
I know you wanted to get a win for those guys,
No
but how
question.
neat was it that some of those guys came back?
It's amazing. And these are the things we've talked about when I came back here, that we have to grow. And truthfully, Dan, it has to continue. I mean, we're not where we even need to be in terms of that constant, those guys being around. Some of those alumni wanted to come back, meet our players, knowing who these guys are. Zach Talkovic is a guy that comes to my mind. Like he wanted to meet Logan. He said, man, that guy's a ball player. And I want to meet that guy. And for our players now, like that's pretty special when those guys are watching you from afar. Zach flies up from Florida and knows who you are. He knows your stats. He wanted to meet you, right? And I think for our program, that makes those guys, really feel like you represent something bigger than just this team or yourself. And those are things we have to continue to grow. But that was awesome. I mean, just that support and those guys that came back.
And when you went into halftime, you couldn't find a Fardan Allen jersey in there or anything to sneak him back out there.
Right.
No, it was good. It was good to talk with him, that's for sure. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk about the Edinboro Fighting Scots coming up next here on Griffins Game Day, the Coach Dan Show.
It's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you save for your Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for football season, and the overtime you worked for that third car, so your teen can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or combo, State Farm agent Alex Hetrick sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Alex understands what your things really mean to you. Talk to State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Murraysville for your home and auto insurance today.
Hi, I'm Ryan DeShyla Jordan, and I'm a musical theater major. And the Seton Hill Theater and Dance Department is where I call home. At first, I wasn't sure I'd fit in, but it was a major turning point for me when I started joining clubs and doing fun things around campus, like the step team and singing my heart out at karaoke nights. I'm also a resident assistant, so I can help other students have their own great Seton Hill experience. Now, I'm not afraid to try anything.
Hi, my name is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Alpha League Performance and Fitness, located in Export. We are a 7,000 square foot sports performance and fitness facility, and we offer 24/7 open gym memberships, small group training, sports performance training, and we also have a group fitness class. You have an hour with me, but how can I impact these kids when they leave my facility? How can I make them happier, stronger mentally, stronger physically, stronger spiritually to take on what the world and these people throw at you? If you dominate the little things in life, you're going to dominate the big things. It's very apparent.
The Westmoreland Sports Network is available on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our page on Facebook for the latest Westmoreland County sports news, WSN broadcast links, scores, game stories, videos, pictures, and much, much more. Also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for archived interviews and broadcast highlights. The Westmoreland Sports Network is available whenever and however you want it.
Welcome back to the Coach Day Show. I don't know why I called it the Coach Dan Show, Coach, before we took a break. But the Dan and Dan Show. We have like 17 different names for this show. But we do this during all of our Griffin game days, 1 hour prior to kickoff here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. We turn our attention to Edinboro. They're 0-3, but they're coming off a really close loss to Cal
Tough
U.
stretch. I mean, the whole stretch was tough. I mean,
Westchester, Coach, they only lose by a few points there.
Yep.
What stands out to you about the Fighting Scots first?
I mean, their defense plays. I mean, they're similar to us. They play relentless football. I mean, their defense is their strong suit of their team. I think we match up really well, in that facet. Unfortunately, we're not producing as much as we want to offensively, again, through the air, and they're a really, really similar story. I think their defense really runs their team. They're very veteran, on that side of the ball, and much younger players on the offensive side of the ball. But credit to Coach Nolf and what he's doing there in terms of when you pop on film, you don't see an 0-3 team that plays as hard as these guys. Mm-hmm. In my experience and what, I've seen special teams-wise, defensively. Again, offensively, I think they're just because of the youth they're just not there yet and clicking in terms of how they want to attack teams. But man, their defense runs that team.
Where is their strength on offense? Because when you look at their yards per carry, Coach, only 2 yards per carry, but it seems like they try to wear teams down with rotating like 3 backs in the backfield.
Yep.
What do you kind of see on the offense from them?
When you watch, the games, I think the biggest thing for them is if you allow one of those backs to get hot, they feed that guy, and you're seeing that yards per carry, being a lower number, but there are some times now where they'll pop some big runs consistently when they start to feed that one guy that kind of gets hot. So being able to start fast on defense and kind of eliminate that, shut that down right away is absolutely going to be key, in terms of what we need to do today to make sure we stop that and force them to be a little bit more one-dimensional. When they've done that, that's when they haven't produced the way they want to.
Is there anything else specific defensively that stands out to you about the Fighting Scots?
Their defense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, across the board, they're pretty talented. The box is almost the same exact box we played in 2019. So those guys, there's 5 out of 6 in the box that we'll play against that are returners. Their back end is new, but there are a lot of transfers, so they're not young. They're still older guys that are very athletic. They're very aggressive. They come downhill a lot, and they produce a lot of pressure. It's part of – they're one of the highest, percentage blitz teams that we've played yet this year. So they kind of, they really rely on, playing physical football, coming downhill with their backers and blitzing and making sure, they're trying to keep you off balance and keep you pressured.
Does that involve more time in the film room with the offensive line guys then when you have a team that, uses a lot of blitzing against you?
Yeah, for sure. We've had to, specific cut-ups this week that we haven't had to do in the past couple, just so you see all that, and then taking practice time, for a little bit more blitz pickup based on what they do and how they try to attack you. So that definitely takes a little bit more preparation.
Finally, Coach, your keys to victory here today on another nice day at Offutt Field.
Yeah,
we've been at home a lot this year, haven't we?
Beautiful. This is probably going to surprise you, Dan, but we need to stop the run.
Right. Mm-hmm.
On defense, that's going to be really, really key. Pressure on their quarterback is another big key. I think he's one that, we talked about this last week with Coaster for Slippery Rock, and I don't think we did that well enough. We have to make sure we're pressuring that quarterback. And the other thing we haven't hit yet is eliminating explosive plays. We haven't. Our Coach May has a defensive goal to make sure it's 1 or less explosive play per game, and as well as we've played, we still haven't hit that. I think that's going to be critical to not give up that big one or that free one or that the one that we give up just based on motion or not being locked in. So making sure we do that. This week offensively, it's going to be back to our primary focus. As much as we have to have more production in the air, that's we've been under 100 2 weeks in a row, and you're not going to win many football games like that. But I know this week we'll be back to we've got to run the football. We absolutely have to run the football in the box. That offensive line's got to come out and play really well today, give our back some opportunities. And I'm not talking, breaking 20, 30 yarders. We've got to line up and ground ground the run game. That's what I feel like we'll be able to do. We come out and play really well, and that end, obviously offensively taking care of the football is going to be critical and key. Special teams wise, I think we have some opportunities to make this a really, really good performance. We've been successful week 1 and 2 when we really, came out and impacted that game positively. And I know Bloomsburg, we had some mistakes, but and punt return team, but the rest of the special teams really carried us through that. And I think this is another really, really important week for our special teams to not just be there, but have some impactful big plays this week for us to get that done.
Hoping for some big plays that aren't called back this week, Coach. Special teams have been solid certainly all year, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you so much, as always, for doing this.
Absolutely.
That is the Dan and Dan Show here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. It is Griffins game day. We continue to count you down to kickoff from Offutt Field when we come back on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
It hurts, but you are defined in life by the way you respond to defeat. That pit in your stomach, fill it with fire. Next season starts right now. Remember this hurt. Think about it when you want to sleep in the morning. Think about it when you want to shut it down instead of doing an extra set. Promise yourself that you will never, ever feel like this again. You promise yourself that you will come back untouchable.
You're always on the winning team with Bowser Chevrolet of Monroeville and Bowser Chevrolet Chippewa. Visit BowserChevrolet.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the power of Bowser in your hands. With the new Chevy vehicles arriving weekly, reserve yours now at Bowser Chevrolet. See the full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs at BowserChevrolet.com. Bowser Chevrolet, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Hi, I'm Ryan DeShyla Jordan, and I'm a musical theater major, and the Seton Hill Theater and Dance Department is where I call home. At first, I wasn't sure I'd fit in, but it was a major turning point for me when I started joining clubs and doing fun things around campus, like the step team and singing my heart out at karaoke nights. I'm also a resident assistant, so I can help other students have their own great Seton Hill experience. Now, I'm not afraid to try anything.
If you had to file an insurance claim, would your insurance coverage score a touchdown, or would you be sacked for a financial loss? At Stevenson Insurance Associates, you'll call the right play when it comes to your insurance coverage. Don't fumble the opportunity to score points with our customer service and superior low-cost policies. You need to make the right call to Stevenson Insurance Associates at 724-832-9889.
We know speaking with your teen or your young adult about drugs and alcohol can be challenging, but is necessary. Remember to have a conversation, not a confrontation. Establish good communications, break through barriers, and be firm but loving. Here are some helpful tips. Choose a good place and time to chat. Talk with openness. Actively listen. Offer empathy and support. For more information, visit us online at wedacinc.org. Westmoreland Drug and Alcohol Commission. Prevention is key.
And welcome back as we continue here on the pregame show. Just about set to kick this one off between homestanding Seton Hill and the visiting Edinboro Fighting Scots. We appreciate head coach Dan Day talking to our Dan, getting us set for this matchup here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. A 4 o'clock start time and a pretty nice afternoon considering we have already turned the calendar to October, TJ.
I know, isn't that crazy? Last night was our first Friday night of football, and this is more like, I don't even know, it seems like today it's more summer-like for the beginning of October, which is okay because, you know, in a couple months we'll all be complaining about the cold and everything.
Yeah,
so,
and hopefully not in a couple of weeks.
Hopefully not.
Things could change quickly. You see what's on the line here today. These teams looking for their first win in the PSAC West. Seton Hill with a couple of victories to start the campaign. And I think that was important for a team that had just 2 wins in 2019, and you go back to 2018, and it was a 1-win campaign. So they're trending in the right direction. 16-14, they've defeated Wheeling University, and then a pretty impressive win against Bloomsburg. That by the score of 13-7. The common thread in that one was the defense coming up with the big plays. The defense was really good in their third game of the season. That was a loss against Kutztown. But the offense just could not get it done, accounting for just 1 field goal in the 14-3 loss. And then we mentioned last week against the 6th-ranked team at the time in the country in the Rock. Just a little bit overmatched in that one as the game went along. They did hold a lead in the first quarter. I would think, TJ, that the first quarter is going to be important for both these teams because there's some questions at quarterback. And really, I think you want to get that quarterback settled in early, whether you're Edinboro, trying to decide between Tanner Watson and Josh Castilli, or Seton Hill with the new starter in Keone Freeman getting his first collegiate start.
Yeah, I try to get these guys, you know, into some kind of rhythm early, get them into the flow of the game. Either team, you want to get off to a fast start here for sure, but as you mentioned, it's going to be interesting to see with the uncertainty at quarterback for Edinboro, and you have a first-time starter for Seton Hill. So we'll see what happens. Probably some growing pains, I would think. But again, we're just going to have to wait and see as we get ready to get underway here in a little bit.
Well, the Griffins, we mentioned their struggles at quarterback with Jones throwing for just 1 touchdown and 8 interceptions. It's somewhat similar on the other side as Tanner Watson, the FIU transfer, 43 of 92. That is not a good percentage. No. 436 yards, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He was replaced by Josh Castelli last week. He's 1 of 2 for just 4 yards and an interception. So combined, no touchdowns and 5 picks for the 2 quarterback options for the Fighting Scots. They haven't run the ball particularly effectively either, as Anthony Williams, the leading rusher, with 125 yards on the campaign. Now, this is, again, 3 games in because their first game of the season was canceled as a result of a COVID issue on the Edinboro side. So they've played 3 games as opposed to 4 for the Griffins, but albeit maybe a smaller sample size, the story is the same. The offense just has not been good enough.
And for both of these teams, you want to find what you have at quarterback and hopefully settle into one. I know, back in 2019, we saw the Griffins going back and forth between 2 quarterbacks. You'd like to find your quarterback and try to settle in behind them and not, have to keep going back and forth like that. So, we'll see how these guys do here today and, as they maybe hope to become the starting quarterback.
Josh Castelli out there for the meeting, so maybe an indication that he could get the starting nod. He is a WPIAL product. Castelli by way of Cannon McMillan High School out of Cannonsburg. On the other side, wearing number 1, it's Jaden Eberton Gaines. And we've said it before, but it's worth repeating, TJ. He earned that number 1.
Definitely. He's, the leader of the defense, probably just a team leader in general. And he's having a great season. He's had a great career at Seton Hill and, well-deserved earning that number 1 jersey. And Edinboro's going to get the ball first here. So speaking of the defense, we're going to see the Seton Hill defense right out of the gate here.
Now, we talked about head coach Dan Day in his 3rd year. On the other side, Jake Nolf in his 2nd year, but it's really the first season because there was no 2020 campaign.
No.
So he is a guy who has had a number of stops throughout his coaching career. Division I, Division II, Division III. He's been there, done it. He was most recently an assistant for 1 year at IUP before being hired by Edinboro. You go back to that. He was at Duquesne. He was at Westminster for 4 years. St. Francis, Allegheny, and Robert Morris, and he was a 2005 graduate of Robert Morris, played football there. This was, I thought, very interesting. He was a quarterback and a defensive back, so he played both positions at the collegiate level. I would think that would really pay dividends in knowing the game on both sides of it, and maybe speaking to, as a player, being tremendously versatile.
Definitely. You say playing experience, and he's been at all divisions and coaching, so he's got to help, wealth of knowledge. He's seen it all and done it all, and again, very early in his career at Edinboro as well.
Dan Day is all sorts of fired up. That's
he always is.
Seton Hill making its way onto the field wearing the white jerseys today, going against the red-clad Fighting Scots. Well, for this team to get where it wants, TJ, we mentioned they've already matched their win total from 2019, but it comes down to winning those conference games in the PSAC West. And there's usually not any gimmies. We know that there's going to be some really tough ones where they'll be the heavy underdogs going against. Already we saw the loss against Slippery Rock, and you figure IUP and Cal. So when you get sort of the middle of the pack teams, I think that's where you have to make up ground. And this, I think, an Edinboro team that kind of fits right into the middle of the pack in the PSAC West.
Definitely, whenever we talk about the PSAC West, it's always Slippery Rock, Cal, and IUP, and then everybody else. So everyone wants to be, those top teams like that. So you're right, the Edinboros, the Mercyhurst, the Gannons, the Clarions, those are the teams, the middle of the pack, and these are games that Seton Hill should be able to win. And, again, we'll see what happens. But yeah, you got to win your games. You know, you should be competitive, and you know you can win. And then that next step is trying to, you know, match the Slippery Rocks, the IUPs, and the Cows, because that's, you know, where all these teams are trying to get to be like those programs.
And the other aspect, TJ, is you're playing at home, and you have to hold serve.
This is their fourth home game already this year for the Griffins.
And so you know that's going to eventually flip.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But again, 2-1 at home? That's not bad in, you know, the first 3 games here.
A couple of players back deep. Josh Boyd, along with Anthony Williams, the 2 deep men that will be awaiting the kickoff from the folk hero Jack Wagner. 5'8", 250-pound freshman kicker for the Griffins. We are set to get this one underway. Wagner approaches. It'll be fielded right at the edge of the end zone by Boyd, and he gets a nice return, trying to cut it back, and he's beyond the 30. Good decision there. I thought initially maybe he'd be better served to let that go for a touchback.
Yeah, decided to take it right from the goal line, and we have a flag down, over right around where the play ended.
I think the officials right now may be giving a warning to the Scots as well. It's a personal foul against Edinboro. So it was going to be good starting field position at the 32. This should back them up to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, right out of the gate, you shoot yourself in the foot with a penalty, and that just flips the field position.
A team that is averaging 19.3 points per game in Edinboro. Seton Hill permitting 19 points per game. So this drive begins at the 17-yard line. First pass, it is the quarterback, Josh Castelli, who gets the starting nod, and it goes through the hands of the intended receiver, John Long.
Yeah, right through his hands there.
That'll bring up second down. Now, this Griffins defense has been dynamic this season. Jaden Everton Gaines, perhaps the most notable of the players, but the entire linebacking crew has just been great all season. Handoff goes to Williams, and not a lot of running room as a flag comes in late again. Williams without the lid. A couple of players lost their helmets.
They did. And again, nice job by that Seton Hill defense up front there as Edinboro was trying to stretch that play out to the right side. See what this flag is. And we have a face mask, this one on Seton Hill.
So there's 15 yards lost by the Fighting Scots. Pretty much gained back with that penalty.
Yep. Also gives Edinboro a first down as well.
As the ball goes to the 32, that's where the kickoff was returned to initially. Handoff comes to Williams as he tries to turn the corner. Seiko Noble Jr. lowers the shoulder for the hit, but a nice first down pickup for the sophomore running back by way of Georgia. 125 yards to lead the rushing attack coming in.
There was a 7-yard gain, so it puts this in a very manageable second down situation here for Edinboro. Starting out with the ground game here.
Castelli out of the gun. Hands off to Williams again. Was hit in the hole, but powers forward, and he's awfully close to the first down sticks. I think it will be about a yard short.
Yep, Nario walks on the stop there. Going to be a third down and real short here with the 42-yard line.
It is a first
they
down.
They gave it to him.
I saw the official initially indicating, but I thought the spot looked like it was short.
Yeah.
That's a little surprising to me. So they call it the 42, but the ball's actually shy of the 42 by maybe about 6 inches. And now a whistle and a timeout.
Yeah, the play clock was down to like 2 seconds.
Disjointed start to this one. Let's take a look at the starting unit. We'll begin with the Fighting Scots offensively. Left to right on the offensive line, 78 Justin Kazmierski, 64 Gabe Holzlander, 69 Nathaniel Ribis is the center, Ryan Pasternak, 63, the right guard, and Chris Ocasio is the right tackle. He wears 74. Their starting receivers, number 80, Jake LaRue, number 10, John Long, and Thaddeus Stanfield, number 18. Starting tight end, Brody List, who wears number 3. Anthony Williams, number 2, the running back behind number 12, Josh Castelli. That's the starting unit for the Fighting Scots. Defensively for Seton Hill, number 95, Nelson Gideon, and 55, Justice Griffin are the DNs. Kay Van Boe and number 68, the nose tackle. Linebackers, number 7, Jaden Mack, number 1, Jaden Everton Gaines, 6, Nario Walks, and 9, Jalen McDuffie. The starting corners, number 20, DeMonte Pratt, and 33, Cartier Gray. Free safety, Alexander Wade, number 41, and Seiko Noble Jr., the strong safety, number 2. Handoff goes to Williams. Shows another good burst, and has been pretty productive on the ground so far. Called that one a gain of 4 yards on first down.
That was Everton Gaines and Walks, and outside of that one pass attempt, I think the very first play, Edinboro's been running the football, and again, it hasn't been anything impressive. It's, small chunks of yardage, but again, that all adds up in time.
This is a team that had compiled just 58.3 rushing yards per game. As the quarterback Castelli's going to run it. He's brought down right at midfield, about 2 yards shy of the yard to gain, to bring up a third and short.
Justice Griffin on the stop there. Third down and very manageable here now for Edinboro. Right at midfield.
Castelli gets the nod after Watson had been turnover prone. When I talked to Coach Nolf about an hour before the game, TJ, he said, still haven't decided. I don't know if he was playing coy or it really was down to the last minute. Castelli looks to run here. Has the first down. Gets a gain of 4 to keep the sticks moving on what's been an impressive opening drive for the visitors.
It has been, and again, it's what they're doing isn't very impressive. They're just, running the ball, and it's short yardage, as I said, each and every time. There's nothing really fancy here, but it's working, and Seton Hill hasn't been able to come up with the stops.
Yeah, they're staying on schedule.
They are.
2 receivers split to the left, 1 to the right. First down, ball at the 46-yard line for Edinboro. Castelli hands it off. Williams met by Noble Jr., and now he gets some help from Gray and others. That will be a tackle for loss. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Yeah, the Griffins got there that time. Nowhere to go.
Seiko Noble has been a valuable member of this defensive secondary. Mentioned starting at strong safety. Well, now we'll see if the Fighting Scots maybe try to go to the air facing a 2nd and long. Castelli's going to run it instead, showing some strength. Castelli's well built at 6'2". I don't know if you have the same thing, TJ. The roster that I had did not have weights for Edinboro's players, just their heights, which I thought was interesting.
You are correct. This roster does not have the weight.
So Castelli's 6'2", but he looks fairly solidly built as well. So we've seen him at a couple times now kind of finish with some power, lowering the shoulder. 3rd and 7. Ball at the 43 in Griffins territory. Castelli, quick pass. It's complete, and the yards after catch will lead to a first down by Mike Watkins. Well, it was a short curl to Watkins, but then he did the rest.
He did. Gets down to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 18 on the play. And again, nothing real fancy by Edinboro here. You know, we're seeing these simple run plays. That was just a little short pass, but as you mentioned, Sean, he did a nice job after the catch and picked up the first down and more. And Edinboro moving the football in this Seton Hill defense. We haven't really seen that a lot this year.
That's the freshman out of Florida with the first down grab. Ball at the 25-yard line. Handoff goes to the outside. That's Dante Sanders. Might be a familiar name for those who have followed high school football in the area. The former Clairton Bear, a freshman, after he played in a WPAL championship game against Jeanette last year. No gain for the big guy.
Knows McDuffie on that stop. Another big key piece of this defense for the Griffins.
Yeah, McDuffie has been special this season. 2nd and 7. Sanders still in there. Costelli looking to pass, takes a shot towards the end zone. Jump ball. It is caught. A terrific grab by Watkins, a 22-yard touchdown.
What a play. He had to go up and get that too, Sean, and he did a nice job. There were a couple guys, at least 2 defenders back there, I believe, for Seton Hill. And give him credit as he went up and got that ball. And Edinboro, a very impressive opening drive, and they strike first.
It was Pratt in coverage. He was in great position, but could not elevate. And elevate is exactly what Watkins did. The extra point is up. It is good for Vincente Arrigata. As a result, 7-0 Edinboro. 8:52 remaining in the opening quarter. We continue our coverage of Griffins football here on WSN.
Hi, my name's Mark, and I am a political science major at Seton Hill University. Initially, I came to Seton Hill for pre-law, but loved my poli-sci classes so much, I made it my focus. Ultimately, my goal is to hold political office and make a positive impact on people's lives. For me, it was the faculty, both in my major and out, that made my Seton Hill experience so incredible.
At Sendell Mitsubishi, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Mitsubishi or have it delivered to your door. SendellMitsubishi.com. At Sendell Volkswagen, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Volkswagen or have it delivered to your door. SendellVolkswagen.com.
A terrific opening drive for Edinboro, spanning 83 yards.
Yep, 12 plays, 83 yards, 6:08 off the clock. And it ended with a 22-yard touchdown pass, Costelli to Watkins.
Reed Martin, former Plum Mustang, sends the kickoff into the end zone. So it will be the 25-yard line where the Griffins offense takes over. Well, this is going to be a interesting watch here, TJ, with Keani Freeman getting the start, the redshirt sophomore, who you figure will be better after the week of practice getting those starters reps.
Yeah, and you never know. I mean, this could be a possible tryout to, maybe eventually be the starting quarterback. So, yeah, a lot on the line here today for Freeman. We'll see how he does.
And the running game got going last week as Jaquan McGriff gets the first carry. Trying to get to the corner, lowering the shoulder as Josh Boyd among the players in on the tackle. Short gain on first down.
Also, Sage Lee was there, but again, Griffins tried to stretch that play out here to the near side, but a nice job by Edinboro not to allow McGriff to get to the outside.
Lee is a top tackler, 22 tackles recorded through 3 games to lead the way.
Held him to a yard on that one.
Under center is Freeman. Looking to pass. It is incomplete as Taro Gaither absorbed a big hit. Lowering the lumber that time was Micah Thomas. Thomas getting the start today with Alden Knight one of the starting cornerbacks unavailable. So Thomas in his place already making his impact felt.
Yeah, he's from Aliquippa Central Valley High School, and you mentioned, Sean, he was right there. And there was just no chance. Gaither had it, but just that big hit, ball popped right out. So Griffins face a 3rd and 9.
Central Valley is just an unbelievable football program. Only been around for a little more than 10 years, but incredible success year after year. 3rd and 9, Freeman now into a pistol formation. Blitz shown by the Scots. Hands it off, and Weiland runs into a wall. Nowhere to go. Lee and others in on the tackle. It'll be a 3 and out.
Yeah, you're right. They tried to run it right up the gut there, but Edinboro would have nothing to do with that, and not a good start for this Seton Hill offense here, giving Edinboro a chance to get pretty decent field position here.
And I know it's very early, but that looks like a play call where you're maybe a little hesitant to let your young quarterback try to make a throw down the field.
Possibly.
So Hunter, the punter, out. Hunter Miller, the senior, averaging a little more than 39 per punt this season. Pretty good punt there. No fair catch signal, and the immediate tackle bursting down to make the stop. Is that Zach Williams?
Yes, it was. Another local kid, Latrobe and Ligonier Valley High School. He was right there. Nice job on the special teams.
Yeah, we got to talk to Jason about that. He is a great Latrobe grad.
Oh, okay, so that's not right then on this roster.
Well, that's a great tackle, though, on John Long, who has been dangerous on punt returns this year. So the ball at the 30-yard line. Fake of the handoff by Castelli, keeps it himself. A gain of about 2 on first down. Well, we saw usually the run plays for the Fighting Scots got them 4 or 5 yards, making that really keeping them on schedule. Didn't have to throw it a lot, but did cap off that long drive with the 22-yard touchdown pass.
I believe that was only the second pass of that opening drive. They had the one incompletion very early in the drive.
Castelli thought about passing. Now he's going to just have to get rid of it. Incomplete pass. Watkins, the closest player. Watkins been heavily targeted so far in this one as the lid comes off for Justice Griffin.
And Griffin's defense doing a good job there. Pressure on Castelli. And now the Scots in a 3rd and long here.
Lance Edwards checks in. Oh no, look out. The bug almost got us, TJ.
I've already killed 2 of them today. I'll get another one if we need to.
Was that Marcus that it was after? It was Nick. Okay.
I can't help him way over there.
Nick D'Onofrio, real trooper. Under pressure, and Lance Edwards comes in and gets the sack for Seton Hill. Haven't called his name much defensively, but Edwards breaking through comes up with the big play.
Yep, big stand there by the Seton Hill defense. You're going to see it again on the replay. Get another punt situation here, Edwards. Castelli never saw him coming, came up from behind.
Reed Martin to punt this one away. He has been terrific as a punter, 42.5 yards per boot. Back is John Makel, the 4th. Makel taken down. He did a good job just to avoid the first would-be tackler.
And it was Dowdell that eventually got him. But still, 35-yard line. Make it the 36-yard line now. So not too bad field position here for the Griffins on their second offensive possession. After the first one, the offense not able to really move the football.
Yeah, we'll look at the starting offense momentarily for Seton Hill. Freeman under center. Hands off to McGriff. And he's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage. Let's look at the starters along the line. Left tackle, 53 is Sean Berry. 74, Kai Marshall. Center is 77, Zachary Kintner. Trevor Mitchell, 69, the right guard. Daniel Morales, 66, the right tackle. John Makel, the fourth. Number 11, Mark Bales. Number 17, Taro Gaither. Number 10 are the starting wide receivers. 44, Daniel Casimir, the tight end. Logan Weiland, the running back, wears number 8. And Keani Freeman, number 18, gets the nod at quarterback. 2nd and 10 after the no gain. Doling sidecars. Freeman under pressure. Stays alive, throws a pass. It is complete to Makel, and he's taken out of bounds. Just shy of the sticks. John Makel, the fourth, getting involved.
Nice job by Makel to be able to hang on to the ball, but real good job by Freeman. A lot of things breaking down, and he was able to avoid all that pressure, step up and throw a nice pass, and make this a 3rd down and very manageable here, 3rd and 3.
Josh Boyd in coverage. Griffins have to get it to the 46. Looking for their initial first down of this contest. Under 5 minutes remaining in the opening frame. Freeman hands off. Weiland didn't get there. Stopped about a yard shy, and now maybe a decision for Coach Day.
Yeah, we got a good look at it. That's down at the 45, and you got a 4th and 1 from your own 45, and it looks like they're going to keep the offense out there, Sean, at least for now. Yep, they're going to go for this. At least it looks like it.
Freeman under center.
Yep.
And a timeout taken by the Griffins. We'll take one as well. 4:07 left in the opening quarter. 7-0 Edinboro. Right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
.407 remaining, first quarter. A 7-0 lead for the visitors. Edinboro looking for its first win of 2021. Griffins have the offense out on 4th and 1, ball at their own 45. Handoff, first down and more. Logan Weiland with a terrific surge as he gets down near the 35-yard line.
Needed one and end up getting 20 off the right side there. Big hole developed, and we've talked about Weiland and coming off a big game last week, 92 yards and a touchdown. Big conversion there for the Griffins to keep the drive going.
Wonderfully blocked by Seton Hill. The decision, at least in the short term, pays off for Dan Day. Weiland, the back with Freeman under center. And go back to Logan. And this time he spins forward and gets maybe 2 yards.
Took it forward, ran into a bunch of his own guys up front there.
Uriah Rajkumar checks in. We saw him play some running back last week. Also receiver. And they're not going to have a true running back out here, so we'll see if Rajkumar maybe shifts into the backfield. 2nd and 8, ball at the 39. 5 wide receiver set. Freeman throws down the field. Ooh. It's incomplete. That was a difficult pass as he tried to feather it in to Ryan Thomas. That one very easily could have been intercepted.
I think Seton Hill maybe caught a break there. Puts him in another 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8.
Either one of those players potentially could have grabbed that one. In coverage, it was Sir Dennis
the second.
Yes, and I want to touch on him after this big play here, 3rd and 8. High snap, Weiland gets it. Nice run by Weiland, some power on the end, and the extra effort will move the sticks. Logan Weiland running hard.
Yep, got 11 yards, lowered the shoulders, and we've seen his speed, and he did the rest there. Another big conversion for the Griffins there. All kind of running room off that left side.
And again, it's Sir Dennis among the players on the tackle. Now, TJ, you are a Pitt football fan.
Yes.
They have their own Sir Dennis. The linebacker, Servassier Dennis, that is the brother of this Sir Dennis.
No, I did not know that.
This is Cervantes Dennis, but they just call him Sir. Raj Kumar, nice cutback, and he is hit hard. Now, I was told you are the Pitt Panthers expert. I warned you in the pregame.
Well, I don't know who told you that, but
do not know Servassier Dennis.
I did not.
A key defensive contributor. I'm disappointed in you, TJ.
Was that my trivia question?
Yeah, you did not know Servassier Dennis. I figured you'd light up with excitement to learn that they are brothers.
Well, whoever told you I was an expert, they were very wrong. You have a bad source, I think, there.
Weiland the back behind Freeman, who's directing traffic. Stacked receivers each way. Goes to Weiland, and not a lot of room there. As he gets inside the 20, down to about the 19, it'll bring up a 3rd and medium, 5 yards to go, it appears.
Yeah, he hit the hole there. Edinboro, nice job in all the gaps there to secure. And another 3rd down for the Griffins, but they've been faring pretty well here. They've made the big 4th down conversion. They've had a couple 3rd down conversions here. Offense, probably the best we've seen in a while, really moving the football here.
Yeah, but they got to get some points off.
They do. Got to finish the drive. That's the key.
Yeah, preferably a touchdown. We've seen Luke Hogger far too many times kicking field goals this year. Down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Final minute of the opening quarter of play. 3rd and 5. Freeman clapping, and he did not get it. No.
Oh, it's a false start.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought it was going to be a delay of game.
Yeah.
By the way, TJ, Sir Dennis's brother, Servassier, big victory today, huh?
I know that. Pitt beat, the Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech today.
Morales leaning a little bit there, the right tackle. There was not a lot there, but he did lean slightly. Well, that makes it a 3rd and 10, and with the clock running, Seton Hill can actually let the quarter run out. I don't know if the Griffins have any intentions of doing that. Freeman looking to pass. It is complete. On the reception, Todd Phillips. And that will bring an end to the opening quarter. Seton Hill threatening as we have played 15 minutes. It is 7-0 Edinboro over Seton Hill Griffins inside the red zone as we continue our coverage of Griffins football 2021 on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
The most incredible machine ever created didn't come with replacement parts. Until now. Rebuilding the human body takes skill, not just science. Some of the region's most accomplished orthopedists are right here at Excella Health. Our team of specialists are using non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive procedures, and the most sophisticated and complex surgical techniques to restore all aspects of human motion.
All right.
Whether you walk or fly. Orthopedics at Excella Health. Expert care begins here.
We head to the second quarter. The lead 7-0 in favor of Edinboro, but Seton Hill converting that 3rd down to get a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 with the ball spotted at the 13-yard line.
very good drive for the Griffins, as we said, Sean, but they got to finish it here and get points.
Griffins looking to snap a 2-game losing streak. On the other side, Edinboro looking for its first win this year. Weiland trying to get to the corner, now cuts it back up, and there's just no room there. Nick Cunningham among the players in on that tackle.
Yeah, again, the Griffins trying to stretch that play out to the far side of the field. Nothing was there, and then you saw the cutback. But again, nice job by the Fighting Scots in all the gaps over there.
This drive spanning double-digit plays. Just the 4th possession of this game so far, as we're now in the 2nd quarter of play. Sean and TJ here on WSN. Our videographers Marcus Weekland and Nick D'Onofrio. Dan Flickinger, the producer. 2nd and 11 after the short loss. Freeman has some good time. Looks over the middle, tipped around, incomplete. Wow. It was nearly picked off by DeAndre Dowdle as he had a chance on the ricochet, but it falls to the turf.
Yep, and Sir Dennis was also back there as well. And now the Griffins once again face another 3rd down. This one a 3rd and 11.
That's very proper of you, TJ, to call him Sir.
Yeah, people call me Sir a lot, and I don't know, I don't.
Does it usually followed by you're making a scene? Is that
I don't know. Most likely, yes, I'm assuming.
3rd and 11. Freeman, good pocket. Now he's looking to extend it. Tucks it down, gets a couple of yards, and now it'll be potentially about a 27-yard field goal attempt for Luke Hogger. Oh, wait a minute here. Yeah, they will. Yep, they will have Hogger kick this one. Well, he's been good this year, TJ.
He has been.
7 of 8 on field goals. So at about 28 yards.
You're asking someone who doesn't know math, but yes.
It looked like it was deflected, and it does not go through. Partially tipped, it appeared, and as a result, that long drive yields nothing.
That's a shame. We talked about it, Sean. Things were going well there. You had to finish, and the Griffins unfortunately can't. Let's see if we can see.
Someone got a paw on it.
Number 3.
Yeah, that's
Sir Dennis.
There you go. You're gonna know all about the Dennis boys by the end of today, TJ.
I guess the real question will be the next time I'm at a game with you and you ask me if I'll actually remember it. But that's unfortunate for Seton Hill, Sean, as we mentioned. Just couldn't finish that drive, and now they got to play defense again here.
Forced a 3-and-out last time as Sanders takes this one up the middle. He is an absolute bull running the football. Gets a gain of about 3 on first down.
He worked hard for those 3 yards there, running straight ahead into the mass of humanity.
Sanders probably pretty happy with one of the outcomes around Pennsylvania high school football last night, TJ.
Yes, I believe that the Clairton longest winning streak of 66, a couple years ago, remains intact.
It does. As a handoff on a jet sweep and a nice pickup.
Watch out over there.
Thaddeus Stanfield, the receiver who gets his first carry of the season, leading the team in receptions and receiving yards. And he moves the sticks. Yeah, so the Clairton Bears' 66-game winning streak, a state record, was in jeopardy of being tied last night by Southern Columbia. But Southern Columbia lost what would have been their 66th straight win. Instead, they're now on a 1-game losing streak as they came up short against Wyomissing. So 1 away from tying the record.
Still impressive, win 65 games in a row.
Quick pass by Castelli, and it's a completion, but immediately going out of bounds with Stanfield. I'm not sure if he realized how close to the sidelines he was there. So it's a pickup of 4 yards. That's a good look at number 12, Josh Castelli, the junior quarterback. Saw him play in high school for the Big Macs. Handoff again goes to Stanfield. So all of a sudden he's becoming a go-to option on the ground game.
Yeah, nice burst of speed as he got out along that far sideline there, and Edinboro moving the sticks again here up close to midfield. About a 10-yard gain on that run.
Now we saw a lot of Anthony Williams early. Sanders, the running back, out there now, but it's been Stanfield twice on this drive who has moved the sticks. Sanders next to Costelli. Play action. Gets down, he's brought down. The sack by Jaden Mack.
Yeah, things started to break down, and Mack comes there and finishes it off. About a 4-yard loss on the play as that Griffins defense busts right through there.
Yeah, and the pass rush, it's usually not the defensive linemen as much as the linebackers who are putting the pressure on the quarterback.
So now it's a 2nd long here for Edinboro. Now they're behind the chains here.
Yeah, 2nd and 14 to be exact. Quick pass. It is caught. It'll be a very modest gain at that. Going down to snag it is Watkins, who has the touchdown in this contest. Pickup of maybe 3 yards?
Yeah, I think so. I think he pretty much got about what they just lost on that last play. So now a 3rd and long coming up for Edinboro. Defense here for the Griffins needs to dig in and come up with a big stop here.
Joshua DeRiesma checking in, number 99 for Seton Hill along the defensive line. 3rd and 11. About 5 minutes into this 2nd quarter of play. Edinboro holding a 7-0 lead. Costelli on the run and left that one short. That's a tough pass, and unable to connect with his target as there's a couple players down after.
And there's a flag as well. That was LaRue, the intended target.
From Boulder, Colorado, Jake LaRue.
And it looks like this penalty was on Edinboro because I saw the referee look over to this side, and I think Seton Hill motioned to decline it. Yep.
So that'll prompt a punt from Reed Martin. Martin's an interesting story, TJ. He is a punter. He does the kickoffs, but he's also a backup safety for this team. Don't see that very often at the college level. Usually your punter doesn't play many offensive or defensive snaps.
Nope, flags here.
That is a high angle punt that goes out of bounds. Nice catch by, was that Ryan Barabee who made that snag? I think that's Barabee down there, the former quarterback for Seton Hill. Let's see what the flag is.
And there's 2 right at the line of scrimmage.
Is that Barabee? Yep. No, he's a quarterback, but he has some hands still.
And they're gonna offside on Seton Hill.
So they're gonna do 4th down over again. Probably not a great punt for Reed Martin. So they'll give their good punter another chance. A couple players laid onto the field for Seton Hill. The sun's shining overhead on a warm October day. Oh, the Bees are back after TJ. Makel fields it at about the 17, and he's hit almost immediately. Gets it beyond the 20, but not much further than that is Stanfield, the receiver who's also been carrying the football along, comes in to make the tackle.
So nice job by the defense there. Now the Griffins will start here at the 20-yard line. Again, we saw that last drive. Very impressive. Moved the ball down the field, but unable to convert on the field goal attempt.
Yeah, that was tipped.
Yes.
Came up shy. Well, what have you made of Keani Freeman so far?
I'll wait till after this.
Building the suspense. Hand off to McGriff, and not a lot of running room on first down. Gets about a yard.
So let's see. I mean, 2 of 4, 17 yards. I think he's done a decent job so far. We've seen them move the ball down the field. He's managed the game well. And again, that's not bad for your first start. So we'll see how he progresses, but he's been pretty good to this point.
Well, I think it's a case where they have to kind of be careful with him, right? I mean, you're not going to have him come out and throw the football over the yard 35 times probably. 2nd and 8. He's looking to pass here, and that's not a good one. Well, got it out quick, but no chance for Makel the 4th.
That was way off the mark there. But I'm sure, as you mentioned, Sean, the game plan's probably or adjusted or maybe a little bit more simplified for Freeman.
And let's be honest, this receiving core looks a lot different since the injury to Michael Alardo as well.
We've talked about Alardo and what he's meant to this team, and that's a real big hit to the receivers.
They don't expect him back this season. Freeman, he's got time here. Takes a shot. Incomplete. That was an awfully difficult angle for Kurt Atkins. So we're seeing some new faces for the Griffins. Atkins did his best to try to track that one, but just not able to really give it much of an effort.
So 3 and out here for the Griffins. You mentioned Alardo not only as a receiver, but special teams.
Yeah.
As a returner. I mean, he played a key role in that field. So, they're losing a player in 2 areas.
Speaking of returners, John Long back averaging 24.5 yards per punt return coming into today. Hunter Miller. Fair catch made near midfield.
Yeah, they're going to put it right at midfield, so real good field position here for the Scots.
Edinboro 0-3 this season. Jake Nolf looking for his first victory as the head coach. Took over last year, but as we mentioned, there was not the football season. Going back to 2019, it was a 3-8 campaign for Edinboro. All 3 of those wins coming in PSAC West play. They had a winning record overall back in 2018, 6-5. They were also 3-4 that year in the PSAC West. First play, handoff, and a good job reversing field just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Williams had to do a lot of work there.
Yeah, and the last time these 2 teams met was back in 2019. That was a 37-10 win for Edinboro.
Yeah, Flick was the broadcaster for that one. Some scoring updates around the PSAC. Shippensburg comes up short against Shepherd, 59-27 in favor of Shepherd. Millersville edges Lockhaven 31-29, and Kutztown defeats East Stroudsburg 21-14. 2nd and 10. Costelli. Quick pass, incomplete. That was well timed by Cartier Gray. He put that hit on immediately as LaRue had to touch his hands.
Yeah, Gray all over his back there. No chance to make that catch. You're just going to see it again here. Right there. Nice coverage. 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, that's awfully close to being early, but if you can time it. Oh, yeah, that's. I think if I'm Coach Nolf, maybe I'm saying, probably should have called that one. Right at midfield. Pass is tipped. It is caught, but still a short gain by Nigel Seeley, doing a nice job concentrating. That could have very easily turned disastrous. It will be well shy of the sticks, however, and now the punt team comes out for Edinboro.
It was Jaden Mack, I believe, who tipped it up in the air, and as you mentioned, it was a completion. I think they picked up about maybe 2 or 3 yards, but it's still going to be a punt here for Edinboro.
That sun is bright right now.
Time to bust out the shades.
Yeah, Marcus came prepared. Flick has him out. We're the only suckers without sunglasses here, TJ. TJ has it too. Now
you're the only one.
Look at this.
Oh my.
Shanked punt.
Wow.
And that's going to net about 7 yards, it appears. After I talked up Reed Martin, that was not his finest effort. It was right at the 40, a 7-yard punt. Now, if you're the Griffins, you got to take advantage of that.
Exactly.
Best starting field position offensively for them in this one.
So let's see what they can do here. They went 3 and out on their last possession here.
First start for quarterback Keani Freeman. Pete Billy shifts next to him. Freeman taking a shot, one-on-one coverage, too far for the intended target. As he was trying to hook up with the running back McGriff coming out of the backfield.
That was Sir Dennis on the coverage there. These last couple throws by Freeman, way off the mark.
Now the Griffins have not turned it over, so that's
good.
A sign of progress, but still have to find a way to convert some of these opportunities. Freeman rolling, he's under pressure. Quick pass. It is caught as Makel the fourth went down to the turf to snag it. It goes for a pickup of about 5 yards.
Yeah, nice job there by Freeman. Pressure, and was able to still get it off. Make this a 3rd down and more manageable here.
Put that where only his receiver could make the catch. Nick Cunningham was the player in coverage. Griffins need to get it to midfield to convert. Pretty quick moving opening half to this juncture. Another deep shot. Incomplete. It was in the hands of Gaither. I'm not sure if he was inbounds regardless, and then ultimately bobbled it and dropped it at the end.
Yeah, working on that far sideline. There was coverage there as well, and going to see another punt here coming up for the Griffins, unable to move the football again on offense.
Yeah, he landed out of bounds anyway. That's a play when it's 3rd and 5. That's not a high percentage throw for any quarterback.
See if they can try to pin Edinboro back here now.
Well, it's been a game of punch so far.
Has been. Field position game.
That's a high one for Hunter Miller, hanging up there and caught at the 25 by Long. It feels like this one could be maybe first team to double digits, huh?
Yeah, the way it's going, really, as we said, it's pretty much a battle right now of field position. And we've seen both teams obviously have moved the ball. Seton Hill, their best drive. They missed the field goal on the deflection. But really, yeah, a lot has not been happening on either side here.
Costelli fakes now. He's got some room in front of him. Lunges forward, able to, for the most part, avoid that hit by Alton Jones.
And you got a solid, about an 8-yard gain there.
Do I see Arnold Schwarzenegger flexing shirtless over on their sideline? Is that? Dan looking at me like I'm a complete lunatic. They have those cards that they hold up. We'll see them in a little bit, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
Marcus knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I see it right
there
now.
There he is.
Yep,
see, that's Arnold.
There it is, yeah.
Las Vegas also. Handoff, and that's a first down gainer. Is that Howie Reed?
Yep, 28.
Howie Reed the third. Was that Conan the Barbarian, Arnold, maybe? Thinking? It wasn't the Terminator. We know that. You a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, TJ?
Not really. I don't dislike him, though.
I know Pumping Iron was an inspirational movie for you growing up.
Oh,
right?
definitely. You can see.
First down, ball at the 39-yard line. Castelli fakes the handoff, but did not fool the Griffins as Dio DeSua all over that one brings him down for no gain.
Yeah, no gain. And good job by the Griffins not to be fooled there at all.
DeSua's been impressive this year.
He has been another part of that defense. How many times have we said it? The way the defense has been this year for the Griffins, they've just been playing outstanding.
2nd and 10, 4.5 minutes remaining in the opening half of play. Castelli again. Similar play as a flag comes in. Everton gains among the players in on the tackle.
This is kind of holding, coming back.
Always enjoy hearing the soothing voice of Gene Brisbane here, public address announcer. Also, Derry area girls basketball coach.
Yes, he's a good guy.
Second and 20 after that setback. Ball now back to the 29-yard line. The struggles, both sides offensively in this one. Castelli stepping up. And again, it's Everton gains on the tackle. Not able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be a 3rd and long.
Yeah, got about 4 yards on that play. Castelli's done a nice job using his legs here. Things breaking down. He's making something out of nothing here. Big 3rd down here for the Griffins. Try to get a stop here. Try to flip the field position here.
Haven't seen Castelli take many shots down the field.
No. They've really kept it on the ground. They've done a few passes, not many though.
Great blitz off the edge, but it actually was a bit premature because Gideon was off sides. So it was a free play. And after the 5-yard penalty, Fighting Scots will get another chance at it. Gideon has been disruptive this year. He has 3.5 sacks. Was looking for another one, but just a bit premature with that pass rush.
So again, Edinboro's going to get on their shot at it here. It'll be still 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 now.
Chris Ocasio wondering, man, how did he get off the ball so quick? Well, a little too quick. Two receivers wide each way. Sealy the back. Castelli over the middle. It's close to the 1st down yardage for long. It's going to depend on the spot.
Yeah, it looks like.
I think that might be right on the line to gain.
Yeah. I was going to say is it short or is it? It's short. They're saying it's short.
And they immediately bring out the punter, Martin. I'm shocked at that they didn't even consider it.
I know. You're near midfield and you're not going to attempt. It's probably less than a yard.
Well, keep in mind, Martin's an athlete.
So, well, yeah, watch for. No.
Wow, that's very surprising. Not that they ultimately decided to punt it, but seemingly didn't even think about it. They got him out there in a hurry. And that's after he had a 7-yard punt.
Yeah.
Well, it's maybe, hey, it's a field position type of game, right?
Yeah, that's what it's honestly is what it's been here. I mean, we've seen the offense at times move the ball, but nothing real impressive either way. It's just been a battle of defense and field position.
I would be curious to wonder why Coach Dolph was so quick to get the punter out there. It looked like it was no more than maybe a foot to go.
Yeah, it was really close. And we had a good look at it being here right like at midfield too.
Now it's the 21-yard line where the Griffins start. Freeman has struggled on his deep throws in this one. This time he hands it off. Here's a nice run by McGriff. Bounces off of a couple tacklers, gets near the 40. Best looking run for Jaquan McGriff in this one.
It's going to be about an 18-yard pickup there. Back to the ground game for the Griffins. If it's not working in the passing game, try it in the running game.
There's Thomas among the players in on the tackle. And they go back to McGriff, and this time he's swallowed up. Gets it to the 40 for a gain of 1.
He met a wall of red that time. Edinboro in all the gaps there as they tried to go to the right, so they're going to call that, just to the 40.
Well, plenty of time for Seton Hill as we're under 2 minutes remaining. I think one thing that they want to make sure is they don't give Edinboro the ball back with a lot of time either.
Yeah, you don't want to give them any momentum going into halftime.
Pass is caught by Taro Gaither. And a flag comes in after the play. It's in the backfield. It might be on Seton Hill because it looks like Zachary Kintner, the center, does not agree with the call. And he's looking to his head coach with his arms up, shrugging right now.
Yeah. So I guess right now it would have been like a 3rd and 4, but it's going to probably be longer here now.
Dan Day, the third-year head coach. Member of the initial team at Seton Hill and a 2009 graduate.
Personal foul, Seton Hill.
Now the official's saying something that no one can hear right now.
Because the microphone never works. If he's even wearing one anymore.
Yeah, I think
he may have just given up.
Watch 77 Kintner here after the play. I don't know if we're going to see it, but I think he was finishing his block. Maybe we'll catch it here. 77 in white.
Right there. And he drove somebody into the ground, maybe.
Now, he could not see what was happening in the play, but I'm assuming the officials had blown the whistle well before that and said, well, if you hear the whistle, you can't continue that. Although, I will say this. I'm not sure that Dan Day would be too upset because seeing your lineman finish blocks is usually not a bad thing. You have to be smart with it, of course, but that does prove costly because now it's a 2nd and 19. Gaither in motion. Freeman's going to take another shot. One-on-one coverage. Incomplete. A lot of contact. The official's there. No flag. The intended target was Mark Bales, who tried to come back to the football. Let's take another look, TJ. Well, the question was the arm of Boyd preventing Bales from coming back? It's hard to tell if that was Boyd who was preventing Bales or if Bales was basically...
Like you said, they were battling each other. I'm thinking that's probably why they decided not to call anything there, and we have a timeout.
Taken by the Griffins. We will take one as well. Just over a minute remaining in the first half. 7-0 Edinboro over Seton Hill on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Dr. Scott Learn and his dental team have been caring for the community for over 20 years. Dr. Learn offers a wide variety of dental services, including oral exams, gingivitis treatments, crowns, veneers, and more. He even makes custom sports mouth guards. Call 724-537-3314 or visit scottelearndmd.com. Dr. Scott Learn General and Cosmetic Dentistry in Latrobe, giving you the confidence to enjoy your smile.
1:12 remaining in the first half. Sean and TJ here from Offutt Field in the city of Greensburg. Well, it has been just about all defense in this one. The opening drive, Edinboro, very impressive, going 83 yards, capped off with a 22-yard touchdown strike. Josh Costelli to Mike Watkins. That has been the only points in this one, though.
And Seton Hill's best drive ended with the missed field goal that was partially tipped.
3rd and 19 upcoming. Griffins have the ball at their own 30. Freeman on a delay hands it off, and that goes nowhere. That'll be a loss. And now Edinboro is going to want to take a timeout.
Yeah, I mean, Seton Hill, obviously you have a first-time starter in there, and you can't, that penalty was a killer. They would have had a 3rd and very manageable, and you got to find ways not to make negative plays with an offense that's already struggling.
We'll step aside, 1:05 left in the first half.
It's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you save for your Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for football season. And the overtime you worked for that 3rd car, so your teen can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or combo, State Farm agent Alex Hetrick sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Alex understands what your things really mean to you. Talk to State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Murraysville for your home and auto insurance today.
TJ DeStefano ready to play the lotto as we progress here in this first half. Decision to call the timeout there. Edinboro wants to get the football back, and depending on where this punt is fielded, they should have pretty good field position should the Fighting Scots.
Yeah, we got about 1:05, and they still have another timeout as well. And we have a Seton Hill timeout.
Oh, well.
So we've been... now the team's exchanging timeouts.
I'm wondering now, maybe they just weren't aligned properly there. Maybe they saw something on the other side that they maybe did not expect. But
Seton Hill is now out of timeouts. Edinboro still has 1 left.
Yeah, we were going at a good pace, and things have kind of ground to a halt over these past several minutes. Well, we mentioned this is the 4th game at home for the Griffins and their first 5. They will head to Mercyhurst next week. They'll be back here in Greensburg to host Gannon, and then they play consecutive road games at Clarion, at Cal U. They welcome IUP, and then conclude at Lock Haven. So 6 home games and 5 road games this season. Punt team back out there. Hunter, the punter. He's standing at the 11-yard line. That's a pretty good punt. And a fair catch with Griffins all around him, made by Long. I would think that's a little nerve-wracking.
Definitely.
A good hang time there by Hunter Miller. And so this drive will begin at the 35-yard line.
It's about 57 seconds left and 1 timeout for Edinboro.
Well, it hasn't really been a big player, quick strike offense for the Fighting Scots.
That's what I said earlier. You were seeing simple running plays, but again, the yardage added up, and very few pass plays as well.
Costelli's going to pass. It is complete. Coming back to make the catch. That time is Watkins, who's been very active in the early going. He has the only touchdown. It is enough to move the sticks. Another pass, pretty similar, and this time a big hit authored by Nario Walks as he drives Stanfield to the field. Clock continues to run as we near 30 seconds. Still that 1 timeout remaining for Edinboro. That pass is complete. Going back, TJ, did they call a first down on that?
Yes, they did. I don't think they changed the down marker over there. They still said second down, but it was a first down.
Okay. A little confused. So the ball now to the 41-yard line with 19.5 seconds remaining. You get it maybe another 15 yards down the field, thinking potentially a field goal attempt.
Yeah, because Edinboro still has that 1 timeout.
Costelli's now going to step up, throws it, and it's a completed pass out of bounds. Great job by Costelli to find Watkins. 13 and a half seconds. They can still probably get 2 more plays before they try a field goal now.
Yeah, they're right at the 30-yard line. That was a pickup of 11 yards on that play.
Arrigata has a 38-yard long this season. So that would be just outside the 20-yard line to match that. Costelli rolling. He's going to tuck this one down. Tries to get to the sideline. He does. It's a short gain, but he gets out of bounds. Although with 6.4 seconds, I don't know that they can really let a play develop here, even with that timeout. I guess they're going to try maybe a short to the sidelines. They can use any part of the field, but you don't want the play to take more than the 6.4 seconds that remain. Now this is a little bit of a risk keeping the offense out. And I'm not sure that they're going to, they're not going to get this play off here. So I think they will bring out Vincente Arrigata.
Timeout Edinboro. That is our final timeout of the half.
And what would be a 42-yard field goal attempt. The holder is Anthony Mendocino. No, we've seen one field goal attempted so far in this one, TJ. It was partially blocked as Luke Hogger tried to get the Griffins on the board. Now Seton Hill hoping that the outcome would be similar here on the Arrigata attempt. Oh, big Tay Van Bowen comes in. So a 42-yarder to give Edinboro a 10-0 lead. Low snap. Kick looked like it was partially blocked. And there's 2.7 seconds remaining. I don't think with how the first half has gone offensively that Seton Hill's going to try anything.
No, I don't think so either. But they duck a big bullet there.
That would be awfully impressive to duck a bullet, wouldn't it?
Yes.
You'd have to have really good reflexes. I would not recommend trying that.
No.
Couldn't tell if maybe that was Gideon who got a hand on it. See if we can discern. It might have been 95 Nelson Gideon, huh?
Might have been.
So the Griffins take over at the 25. They will run out the first half clock. Not a lot of scoring in the opening 30 minutes. It is a 7-0 lead in favor of Edinboro over Seton Hill. We'll take a break, come back with the Excella Health halftime report as we continue our coverage of Griffins football right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Hi, my name is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Offutt Performance and Fitness, located in Export. When training our athletes, our main mission is to help our athletes move better. Movement efficiency, it's building proper motor patterns and really exposing their brain and their bodies to different movements that can translate to the game. I'm a huge believer in unilateral strength, which is single leg strength. A lot of what you do in any sport is off of one leg. So if you're strong on one leg, you're going to be strong on both. If you dominate the little things in life, you're going to dominate the big things.
You're always on the winning team with Bowser Chevrolet of Monroeville and Bowser Chevrolet Chippewa. Visit BowserChevrolet.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the power of Bowser in your hands. With the new Chevy vehicles arriving weekly, reserve yours now at Bowser Chevrolet. See the full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs at BowserChevrolet.com. Bowser Chevrolet, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Hi, I'm Anthony D'Annunzio from D'Annunzio's Restaurants. Come visit us at one of our 3 locations, Jeanette, Monroeville, or Latrobe. We're open 7 days a week, so we've always got something cooking at D'Annunzio's. For our dine-in specials, Monday it's spaghetti. It's raviolis on Tuesday, lasagna on Wednesday, and on Thursday it's chicken parmesan or chicken romano. Visit us online at D'Annunzio'sRestaurant.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. D'Annunzio's Restaurants. It's a family tradition.
The Chamber of Commerce for Westmoreland County is one of the largest chambers of commerce in the Commonwealth. We work on workforce development. We work on the county's comprehensive plan, economic development, transportation, and building businesses that affect our community.
Westmoreland County Chamber of Commerce, building business, connecting communities, and empowering everyone.
This is Sean Myers.
And this is Dan Flickinger. Join us every Wednesday night throughout the season for Westmoreland on the Gridiron.
We discuss the biggest news involving Westmoreland County and WPIAL football, break down all of the games with our Westmoreland Sports Network announcers, plus we're joined every week by local players and coaches.
And of course, everyone's favorite segment, the Plays of the Week.
10-5, goal line! Touchdown!
That's Westmoreland on the Gridiron every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
And now, the Seton Hill University contract concludes the performance of the Stars.
We know speaking with your teen or your young adult about drugs and alcohol can be challenging, but is necessary. Remember to have a conversation, not a confrontation. Establish good communications, break through barriers, and be firm but loving. Here are some helpful tips. Choose a good place and time to chat. Talk with openness. Actively listen. Offer empathy and support. For more information, visit us online at wedacinc.org. Westmoreland Drug and Alcohol Commission. Prevention is key.
When I first came back, one of the first things that blew me away was our facilities. How the fields have grown up in that whole complex down the hill. Our weight room now, I mean, how that has been, remodeled and changed and overhauled.
Our baseball field is, in my opinion, one of the best in the nation, Division II wise. And just having Sullivan Gym open for us all the time with the nets in there whenever we wanted to get work in, which is possibly why I got to where I am, because all the extra work that I did put in.
I think our facilities are one of the best across the PSACs, and that's definitely a huge recruiting tool as we are able to draw the athletes for the academics in addition to the great things they can get on the athletic side of it.
I don't think I would be able to thrive in a big school. I think I like that the professors know my name. I like that when I'm walking down the hall I can say hi to someone and I actually know them.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
We are back here for the Excella Health halftime show. Excella Health Expert Care here. TJ, when you look at the first half, I think the scoreboard does a pretty good job of indicating that struggles offensively on both sides, particularly Seton Hill. So when you look at the first half stats, you're not going to see anything that jumps out in terms of prolific numbers. What do you make of the first 30 minutes in this one?
Well, as you said, we didn't see much on offense. In the drives we did see, we saw maybe, one or two good ones, I think, from Edinboro.
The first drive of the game.
The first drive, and then that second drive right here, not the second drive, that last drive coming down where they had the field goal partially blocked. And Seton Hill had that one good drive, but unable to finish it with the field goal being blocked there. It was really the two defenses going at it, and it was really a field position game in that first half. At times, both teams did move the ball at times on offense, maybe more so Edinboro than Seton Hill, but yeah, really it was tough going there, I would say, offensively for both of these teams.
Yeah, you see the stats.
Probably going to be more of that, I would think, Sean, here in the second half. I mean, just the way it's went so far.
81 yards is not going to get it done for the Griffins. And again, they're going with a quarterback who doesn't have much experience at all in Keone Freeman. Well, Chris Jones has struggled in part because I think the turnovers more than anything else. Do you anticipate maybe we see a little bit of him, or do you think they give Freeman the opportunity to play this one out?
I think they'll go with Freeman. I mean, I'm always wrong on predictions anyway, so what do I think they're going to stay with Freeman. And that you mentioned turnovers is critical here. Zeros on the board there. Both sides have not turned the ball over at all.
Although both sides did miss a field goal.
But again, no turnovers, so that's a good thing you see here. But yeah, I'm assuming they're going to go with Freeman. I don't know why you would go back to Jones at this point.
Well, if that's the case, or whoever takes the snaps at quarterback, what does Seton Hill need to do? What's the message from Coach Day?
Well, when they actually did have the ball, and the way with Freeman, we've seen his throws really not on target. They got to go to the running game, I would say, for Seton Hill. And Edinboro, they mainly ran the ball. They've had some successful pass plays, but I think both these teams, they've done their best on offense, running the football. So that's what I would do if I were Seton Hill, especially with Freeman the way he's been playing, and not on target or, not on the same page with the receivers.
Well, you saw the lone touchdown, a 22-yard connection from Josh Costelli to Mike Watkins. That coming about halfway through the opening quarter of play. Griffins had a chance on a field goal. Later, Edinboro had a chance on a field goal. Neither team able to convert. Well, I had you role play Dan Day. Let's go on the other side. Jake Nolf trying to get his first win as the head coach for the Fighting Scots. His team with the lead. What's it going to take over the final 30 minutes? You got him, TJ. Good job.
Sorry. I had to kill the bee first.
All right, so to reiterate, from the Edinboro perspective, what's the key to success?
So far, I think the best thing they've done is they've run the football pretty well. I mean, they have completed some passes. I think their quarterback has a little more experience than Freeman, obviously. So, again, I mean, I say you stick with what's worked so far. I mean, you've run the football well, maybe mix in some passes here and there. And, I don't see them to, really change a lot from what they've done.
Well, certainly there's a lot more to go in this one as we're heading towards the second half momentarily. But looking ahead, we mentioned this is an opportunity for Seton Hill to get in the win column at home. After this one, they're going to head to Mercyhurst next week. That will be an early start. It'll be a 12 o'clock first kick. TJ, I know you will not be making that trek with the Steve Blass treatment where you're the home broadcaster. So that will be a trip to Mercyhurst. Last time at Seton Hill went up to Mercyhurst, they did come home with a victory back in 2019. On the other side, Edinboro knows all about heading north. That's where they will go after this one to head back home, and they will have a difficult challenge at home. They will host Slippery Rock next week at 2, and then they'll stay home and host Mercyhurst in a local rivalry. That will be a noon start on the 16th before they make the long, arduous trek to play at Gannon,
where I've been before.
Yes. Well, one thing that you and I both have in common is that this is our second football game of the weekend. Last night, kind of on opposite ends of the spectrum, right?
Yeah, yes, pretty much.
I had a pretty impressive Penn Trafford victory against Woodland Hills. On the other side, Greensburg-Salem did not have an impressive victory.
They did not. Hampton had an impressive victory last night. We made it wasn't, I guess, that long trek up to Allison Park, and that was a game. That was a game for first place in the Greater Allegheny, and really just, I don't know, Greensburg-Salem, they just couldn't stop Hampton's running and just did not play well. So I know they had won 4 in a row, so they got knocked in the teeth there. So we'll see how they respond next week, which is not going to be any easier. They're going to Armstrong this week. But yeah, Always good to call Greensburg-Salem game as a graduate of there, but would have liked the outcome to be a little bit different. I would have liked that sign down here to go to 7:05, but maybe that's to wait another week.
Have you ever been to Armstrong before?
I have never been to Armstrong.
So I did a game, I think a year or two after they became Armstrong, and they were still playing at the old field, I believe, of Katanning, because Armstrong was the merger of Katanning and Ford City.
Yes.
And so I believe they still use the Katanning field for a couple of years. My understanding is they now have a football field at the high school, a new one there that they play at, which makes a lot more sense than going to the old Katanning Stadium. But I saw Zane Dudek for Armstrong in that game. He was spectacular. And on the other side, they played against Gateway, who had Jaquan Brisker, who's now one of the best safeties in the entire country at Penn State. So pretty good high school talent here in Western Pennsylvania as the second half is underway, and we'll begin with a touchback as Reed Martin sends that one into the end zone. And then there was a collision. Pete Billy collided with John Long at the end of that play. Now, I don't know if this was you or Flick or maybe Marcus. Someone has gotten pizza grease on my spotting boards, TJ.
And the closest, well, you since where my pizza is, I'm going to say it's Daniel over there. He was closer to you. Any opportunity I have to, any opportunity I have to throw him under the bus, I'm going for it.
Figuratively.
Yes.
25-yard line is where we begin the third quarter of play. It is Freeman still at quarterback as he hands off, and a nice run up the middle. Pickup of about 7 yards for Logan Weiland, and some energy right off the bat from the Griffins.
Yeah, Weiland, 7 carries, 37 yards in that first half, and again, he had a big week last week, and that's why I said when your quarterback's making his first start, the throws haven't been on the mark. You know, when you have guys in the running back that can make plays for you, I say that's what you go with here.
Freeman's under center. Hands it off to Weiland. He got small to get through that hole, and
there's
the officials right there. Every fan on the Seton Hill side lobbying for a penalty, none forthcoming. It is, however, a first down pickup for Weiland.
I think that maybe should have been one, but again, they do get the first down.
Well, that's probably forward momentum is stopped there.
Yep.
And then a little shove by DeAndre Dowell on the end of that. Ball at the 35 as the sun continues to blind us here in the press box. Time it was McGriff, and not much running room as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. I think I should have brought some sunblock today, TJ.
Yes.
Gonna have half my face burned when I get home.
Yeah, beautiful day, beautiful weather we've had lately around here as we go into October.
2nd and 10 for Seton Hill, trailing 7-0. Hand off, McGriff. He's hammered. That's a nasty collision, and it looks like Dowdle and McGriff shaken up.
Oh, yeah, that was helmet to helmet. Both of them are down. That's really unfortunate to see that, but right away you could see that had disaster written all over it.
And I know that this is not the same as D1 football that we watch, but you see so many times, TJ, the targeting and the ejection. And I think that this might be one where they should have maybe considered calling it.
Oh, wow.
You got to be better, ref.
Well,
hey, ref, you got to be better.
Just what that guy said.
It wasn't, honestly, I thought it was a little bit more egregious when I saw it live by Dowdle, but on second glance, I don't think it was. Honestly, you could argue that maybe it was just as much McGriff, right?
Yeah. That's one of those ones where I guess it could go either way if you look at it here.
Well, they always use the term crown of the helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the good news is both players are up. Now, strangely enough, McGriff, it looks to be a lower body injury.
Yeah, he's hobbled. He needs some help off the field.
I don't know how that resulted, but you don't want to see any injury, obviously, but it could have been a lot worse. I'll say that much.
Definitely.
Come on, oh, here we go.
See if we can catch the lower body of McGriff here. Again, you were looking at that contact up high, or maybe on the shoestring tackle. So it goes for pickup of, now a flag comes flying on this play. It's a first down for the Griffins, but in all likelihood coming back. It was a 3rd and 3 scenario. No, penalties can really short circuit a drive. Let's see what the call is. Oh, it's offsides.
There we go.
So it's a first down either way. Griffins will take the yardage because it outweighed the penalty.
There really haven't been a lot of penalties, only 5 for Seton Hill. That's going to be the 3rd for Edinboro.
Near midfield for the Griffins. Ryan Thomas goes in motion, fake of the handoff. Man open, but it is incomplete. Casimir was underneath, and I think, TJ, that maybe they wanted to pass a little bit deeper.
I think you're right, because I hear that ringing in my ear.
Oh, yeah, you can see Makel there. He had separation by probably 3 strides. Look at 11 at the very edge of the screen.
Yep. I mean, again, that's when you have a quarterback that's making his first start. These are all things I guess you can see that are happening here.
Pass over the middle.
Oh, wow.
Casimir trying to make a one-handed grab. That's a 275-pound tight end.
That's going to be hard for him to do. I mean, he did have a hand on it, but I don't think you can expect him to make a catch like that. And this is going to put Seton Hill in a 3rd and 10 now.
He came out throwing on the first 2 downs. Well, it might be 4-down territory as well. Might not have to get all of it here. Freeman trying to extend the play. Passes nearly intercepted. That was a dangerous throw as Dowdle was able to read it. Nearly undercut the intended target. Ty-on battle.
First, good to see that Dowdle was back in there. He was the one that had that helmet-to-helmet hit a couple plays ago, but that was a dangerous throw there by Freeman, and luckily it isn't a turnover.
Yeah, and if you got maybe 5, 6, 7 yards, you thought could be potentially the offense stay out there, but facing a 4th and 10.
Now we
punt,
have
and a timeout taken by the Fighting Scots. So Edinboro, you don't like to use that timeout
this early,
less than 3 minutes in to the 3rd quarter. For TJ, really, that's well, we'll see. You have to use it if you know that you're not aligned properly, but coaches really, really try to avoid that in the second half.
Yeah, especially like you said, I mean, we're just about 3 minutes in, so we'll see if that ends up coming to bite Edinboro later on here.
People who have tuned into our Seton Hill football broadcast at home this year probably saying, where's that guy that does the sideline reports? Chris Smith, unfortunately, unavailable today. And so we miss him, certainly, his contributions down on the sideline, getting some insight, making up some phrases that have never been uttered before or since.
We won't say again. I actually saw him last night.
Lucky you.
The two Greensburg-Salem grads didn't bring any luck to Greensburg-Salem.
Well, when you say you saw him, you meaning you worked alongside him for 3+ hours.
Yes, I saw him. I should have.
Look out here. That one takes a dangerous bounce and a fortuitous bounce for the Fighting Scots.
Yeah, we were no help. What?
That sun is in the eye of Flick, and he can't see a darn thing, TJ.
He has sunglasses on. Come on, what's his excuse?
And that was, by my count, the 5th punt for Seton Hill in this one. So now it's the Edinboro offense for the first time, and Castelli, the quarterback. Well, he's gotten pretty confident running the football as he gets a first down pickup there, taking it from the 29 to about the 42-yard line, gain of 13 yards.
Yes. We've seen that a lot with him. I mean, he's tucked it and run a good bit.
He had just 16 rushing yards coming into this game.
Wonder if Edinboro's found their quarterback here after today. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Well, he's done some good things,
but
by the same token, they've only scored 7 points.
You're right.
Handoff comes to the near side with Williams.
Nice.
And he turns it up.
Yeah,
I should say near to us, far to camera. And one of the Griffins went down hard. I think there was a collision on the side. Someone went down hard there after the play. Ball at the 45-yard line. Castelli hands off.
Oh, ball's out.
Did the Griffins keep it in? They did not. It went out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Now, Williams coughed it up, but it was right by the sideline.
Well, lucky for him, but bad for Seton Hill there, because if that's in the middle of the field, that probably is Seton Hill ball.
Good effort there, but just could not get it. Gain of 2 as the clock continues to run. Early third quarter, 7-0 in favor of Edinboro. Castelli changing the play. Fakes the handoff and runs into the wall that is K. Van Bowen as another helmet comes off.
Castelli's.
He will check out for this play. Well, Bowen is a big boy, TJ, 350-pounder. Big number 68. Got some help from Jaden Mack. Brings up a 3rd and 8. Big down here for the Griffins as they try to get some momentum back in this one. Pass is caught, but an immediate hit as Long was drilled. The quarterback on that one was Isaac Bernard, the freshman. And the defense was all over that play.
That was Jaden Emberton Gaines all over that one, and Edinboro's going to have to punt. Big stand by the defense.
Makel goes deep in his own territory. He'll plant his feet at the 10. Reed Martin to punt it away. The freshman by way of Plum. Flag comes in. Makel trying to fool the coverage team. Lets it go over his head. So it'll be a touchback, but now we sort out the penalty. Dan Day wants an explanation. Shielding the sun in the process.
Fourth and 4.
Yeah, I think we might do that punt over again. Offsides against Seton Hill.
Offside penalty, Seton Hill.
Yeah, they'll replay 4th down.
Well,
now the offense will come out here.
Yep, they're going to go for this now.
It's Castelli. Looking to pass. It is complete for a first down to John Long. And even though it didn't at the time seem that costly, that penalty could loom huge.
Yep. They made the switch there, said punt it. Nice job. Big conversion there for Edinboro to keep the drive going.
That's too easy as Long is wide open.
Yeah.
Closest to him was Jaden Eberton Gaines. Handoff and doing some dancing is Sealy, but he had nowhere to go. Brought down for a loss on the play. Good penetration for the Griffs. Dio DeSua among the players in there.
Yeah, the first one in there was Justice Griffin. He's the one that slowed that play all down and then got the second wave to get in there. Puts Edinboro behind the chains now in the loss of 3.
Ball at the 36-yard line. Nearing the halfway point of this third quarter. Castelli. Good pocket. Pass is complete. The receiver was falling down, but Watkins, with good concentration, able to haul it in.
Yeah, I haven't heard much from him since that touchdown way back in the first quarter.
Just shy of the first down marker.
Yep.
3rd and 1. There's a catch in the pit game today. I don't know if you saw that, TJ. Jordan Allison was down on the turf when he made the catch. Had already fallen, but still was able to complete it. Well, I think the spot will be enough for the first down. We'll see. It was the former Clairton Bear Sanders.
No, 4th down.
Oh. Well, a power formation here. Sanders gets the direct snap, and he has the first down.
Yeah, just went off right side there, behind the right guard, right tackle, and Edinboro keeps the drive alive. Big conversion.
Remember, they punted earlier this drive, but a penalty against Seton Hill allowed a redo of 4th down. They converted after keeping the offense out there on a short pass, and now they convert another 4th down.
Just outside the red zone at the 22.
2 receivers wide each way for Castelli. He's going to run it. And, nearly broke that one. Slipped down at the end of the play.
Comes up hobbling a little bit. Yeah, if he didn't slip up, Sean, that might have been a touchdown because there was a lot of green space in front of him.
Yeah, I believe it was Alton Jones, the player in there.
12th play of the drive.
I actually had 13, but Flick's probably right.
No, I think you're right.
12th play of the drive, according to Dan. I formation. Sanders gets it. And that is another first down. Well, it hasn't been a lot of long passes, TJ. The short passes and, for the most part, the run game here.
Yeah, and again, even in the run game, I mean, it's mostly been short gains. I mean, we've seen a few big runs here, but most of the running plays have been short gains as well. But in the end, it's all adding up.
This feels a little bit like the opening drive of the game.
Yes.
The Fighting Scots got their only points as Sanders hit by Seiko Noble Jr. and others.
Yeah, nothing there. Tried to run it straight ahead. Seton Hill all over that one.
It was a 2nd and goal from the 10, and
they lost a yard.
Yep. So excuse me, that was 1st and goal. Now it's 2nd and goal, and I think from the 11-yard line. Castelli looking over to his sideline. Down to 5 on the play clock.
They are not
Got it off. Last second, fakes the pitch.
Wow.
And is wrestled down. Now, he used every second of that play clock. It'll bring up a third down and about 10 yards to go, a third and goal situation.
Yep, only picked up 1 yard there. Again, nothing really doing. They try the left side there, and again, the Griffins were there.
Third and goal. Fighting Scott's trying to make this a 2-score game. Costelli, nearly intercepted. Tried to go back shoulder, but it was well read by DeMonte Pratt. Pratt has been a ball hawk this season, comes up with a big play, forcing a field goal attempt.
So if you're Seton Hill and could hold him to 3 here, I think you'll take that as a win.
That's a great job by Pratt. Ari got up with the short field goal attempt. 27-yarder. Kick is up. It is good. 27-yard field goal extends the lead. It is now 10-0 in favor of Edinboro over Seton Hill. We'll take a break, continue our third quarter action right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
At Sendell Mitsubishi, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Mitsubishi or have it delivered to your door. SendellMitsubishi.com. At Sendell Volkswagen, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Volkswagen or have it delivered to your door. SendellVolkswagen.com.
Dr. Scott Learn and his dental team have been caring for the community for over 20 years. Dr. Learn offers a wide variety of dental services, including oral exams, gingivitis treatments, crowns, veneers, and more. He even makes custom sports mouth guards. Call 724-537-3314 or visit scottelern.dmd.com. Dr. Scott Learn General and Cosmetic Dentistry in Latrobe, giving you the confidence to enjoy your smile.
27-yard field goal extends the Fighting Scots lead to 10-0 as Reed Martin sends this one into and through the end zone.
16 plays, 60 yards, 7 minutes and 50 seconds that drive took. First score since the first quarter of this game.
Well, certainly the Griffins hoping it's not the last score of the game, and we have a quarterback change. It will be Jake McCormick who checks in.
There we go.
McCormick, well, he has the measurables, TJ. 6'6", 230, redshirt sophomore out of Neshannock High School. As he hands off. There goes Weiland. Well, you get the feeling for the Griffins to have success, they're going to probably need their running backs to make some big plays.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it pretty much all game, Sean. You have Freeman in there again, first-time starter. Now you bring McCormick in. It's the same thing. Right now, I think the best asset for Seton Hill is to run the football, and that was a solid gain there on first down of 13 yards. And now in officials' timeout, there's an injured player for Edinboro.
Yeah, that's Dowdle. So with the injury, we will step aside. 4:04 left in the third quarter. It's 10-0 Edinboro over Seton Hill.
This is how far we'll go to treat heart, lung, and vascular disease. 15 millimeters. At Excella Health, we believe less can be more. That's why we use minimally invasive surgery in the treatment of coronary artery disease, heart valve repair and replacement, lung cancer, and conditions of the peripheral arteries. For our patients, that means less blood loss, less postoperative pain, and a faster recovery. It means that a disease process that took decades to develop can, in a few hours, be reversed. And for us, it means providing the most advanced and sophisticated care for patients in our region. The Heart, Lung, and Vascular Institute at Excella Health. Expert care here.
Sean Myers and TJ the Bee Killer DeStefano as McGriff trying to get loose on the sideline. It's Weiland who gets this carry. And not much. He gets maybe 2 yards out to the 40 to bring up a 2nd and 8. Well, if you're the Scots defensively, TJ, I think, hey, we'll stop the run and force these unproven quarterbacks to kind of beat us over the top. Huh?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
Tony Papley is the DC for the Fighting Scots. Handoff and
nothing.
And Weiland, flag comes in. Weiland just lost his footing there, but I don't think he was going to have much room either way.
No, tried to get here to the near side. Again, tried to stretch that play. But again, Edinboro was there.
Now the Bees coming after Flick.
Oh, do I have to go over there now?
Start hitting Flick with your programs, TJ. Oh, no, he really is going to start swinging for the fences.
I got 4 today, man.
Holding against the Griffins and back up Seton Hill.
So it was already a 2nd and 8. So now it's going to be, like we said before, you got quarterbacks playing for the first time. You can't have negative plays like this to put yourself behind the chains and make it even more difficult.
Certainly a team trying to search for answers at the quarterback position. 2nd and 18. Raj Kumar goes in motion. McCormick's going to pass. It is caught by Bales. That was a tight window and a contested catch. Just the 2nd grab of the season for Mark Bales.
Yeah, it's a 16-yard play. It's going to make this a 3rd down and more manageable now, but a nice job there by McCormick, a nice catch.
Keep in mind, Eddie Scott, who started the season as the backup and was the backup to begin the game last week, has battled a couple of injuries. He's out now and doesn't seem to be a long-term injury, but not available today, might not be available next week either. So in the meantime, they're going to have to find some other guys, and McCormick with a good first pass. Now he hands it off. Weiland nearly broke that one as he gets a 1st down gainer.
Yeah, big hole developed there. And again, Weiland with that speed able to pick up the 1st down into Edinboro territory now.
Weiland was the leading rusher back in 2019, 380 yards, and he's closing in on that total here in 2021.
Yeah, coming off again last week, 92 yards and 2 touchdowns in the loss to Slippery Rock.
Ball at the 48. McCormick hands it off. Oh, big collision, and Weiland lowers the boom. Looking like Adrian Peterson in his prime. And the fans still cheering for that.
And I said stick with what works, and look at that. Wow, what a shot by Weiland. Big run there, and a nice 2nd down and 2 coming up now.
That was Anthony Mendocino on the wrong end of it. Thomas in motion. McCormick fakes the handoff. Takes a shot down the field. It is caught, and a touchdown! 40-yard touchdown grab for Taro Gaither. There was some battling and some contact, but Gaither ultimately makes the play.
He had a miss there, I believe, by Henderson Jr. was in the coverage there because he was frustrated after that play, but what a job by McCormick. He took a hit after the play and was able to get that away, and big drive here for Seton Hill.
I was expecting to see a flag one way or the other, but it's a touchdown. Hogger's extra point is up. It is good. Seton Hill gets a burst. The first points of this contest has the Griffins within 3. Final minute, third quarter, as we continue our coverage right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
It's not just a home or a car. It's the 6 months you save for your Ultra HD flat screen, just in time for football season. And the overtime you worked for that third car, so your teen can drive himself to practice. While other insurance companies just see them as a bundle or combo, State Farm agent Alex Hetrick sees your home and car as things you work really hard for. Alex understands what your things really mean to you. Talk to State Farm agent Alex Hetrick in Murraysville for your home and auto insurance today.
Hi, I'm Juliana Nichols, and I'm a biochemistry major. I'm also part of the honors program and a resident assistant here at Seton Hill University. One of my favorite Seton Hill experiences was working on a chemistry and anthropology-based research project. I looked at new ways to prepare bones with applications to medicine and science. I intend to apply everything I've learned as a clinical pharmacist in the future. For this and so many other reasons, I'm very grateful for my Seton Hill experience.
A short kick returned by Jack Hullabaugh, backup tight end, and he was hammered on his way out of bounds. Some energy here in Offutt, TJ, after the 40-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, nice job getting Jake McCormick in there, quarterback. 6 plays, 75 yards, 334, and the Griffins back in the game, only down 3 now.
31-yard line is where this drive begins. It's been all Castelli at quarterback in this one for the Fighting Scots. As he looks to pass. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of tight end Brody List. Former Beaver area Bobcat.
Only the 18th pass attempted by Castelli in this game.
Second and 10. Pressure. Is that an incomplete pass? We haven't seen it. It's
incomplete.
And now the official finally signals incomplete. I believe it would, even if it was a fumble, Edinboro recovered it, but it would have been a loss of yardage. Those walks on the pressure.
Yeah, the Seton Hill defense bringing the heat now. 3rd and 10 now for Edinboro.
It's been a dynamic pass rush this season and a chance to really get after it here. And a timeout taken. Timeout by the Fighting Scots. Take one as well. Griffins, momentum on their side. They trail 10-7 on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
If you had to file an insurance claim, would your insurance coverage score a touchdown, or would you be sacked for a financial loss? At Stevenson Insurance Associates, you'll call the right play when it comes to your insurance coverage. Don't fumble the opportunity to score points with our customer service and superior low-cost policies. You need to make the right call to Stevenson Insurance Associates at 724-832-9889.
34 seconds remaining in the third quarter of play. The band's firing everybody up here at Offutt Field. Historic Offutt Field. Now, Austin Douglas in the house as well, one of our biggest fans. You and he, TJ, right up there for the biggest supporters of the Westmoreland Sports Network. Third down and 10. Castelli pump fake, he's going to run. And he's not going to get very far. as Edwards, who's really flashed this game, comes up with a tackle.
Yep, Edwards wasn't fooled there. As you said, Sean, the pump fake. Edwards all over it, and big stand there by the Seton Hill defense. Going to force a punt here. As you can feel the momentum swinging back to the Seton Hill side now. Chance to get really nice field position here as well.
Yeah, that field position will come in the fourth quarter, however. 3 in the books. It's 10-7 Edinboro over Seton Hill. Don't go anywhere. Should be a great fourth quarter upcoming on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
Your next golf adventure awaits at Manor Valley Golf Course in Export. Manor Valley offers 18 scenic holes over gentle sloping fairways and the purest putting surfaces around. Manor Valley Golf Course in Export is the perfect place to host your next golf outing, banquet party, or shower. Manor Valley also offers league play and great membership rates. Tee times available. Call 724-744-4242. Visit ManorValleyGC.com.
The Westmoreland Sports Network is available on social media. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and like our page on Facebook for the latest Westmoreland County sports news, WSN broadcast links, scores, game stories, videos, pictures, and much, much more. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for archived interviews and broadcast highlights. The Westmoreland Sports Network is available whenever and however you want it.
Punt to begin the fourth quarter. Makel hit as he was trying to shake free. Sean Myers, TJ DeStefano here on the Westmoreland Sports Network. That was a quick turnaround between quarters, huh?
It was.
Caught us napping a little bit. Well, TJ, this is the opportunity for the Griffins. They have really sputtered offensively, but they're only down 3, and now they have the football.
Yeah, that big offensive drive, got their first score of the game, then the defense comes back with a big stand on that last Edinboro drive, so you feel the momentum back with Seton Hill here. And let's see what they can do here on this possession, try to either tie or go ahead in this game.
Quarterback McCormick with that touchdown pass on the last drive.
And now Seton Hill timeout.
The Griffins will talk things over. We'll step aside as well. Just 11 seconds into the fourth quarter. It is a 3-point game in favor of the Fighting Scots. Now, TJ, this is one where that's kind of up for grabs at this point. And if you're the Griffins, how much faith do you have in your quarterback McCormick right now?
I guess, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, yes, he did have that. He led that drive down the field. He had that touchdown pass. But again, I still think, Sean, I've been saying it, I think you stick with running the football with Logan Weiland. I think that's your best bet at this time. But we'll see what they do. I mean, but and they've been able to run the ball. You say you go with what's been working for you the most here.
Drive begins at the 34. McCormick's going to take a shot. One-on-one has Makel.
Oh.
Incomplete.
No flag?
Nope.
Pretty good arm there for McCormick, throwing a couple long passes. Unfortunately, able to haul that one in.
You mentioned run it with Weiland. He's up to 83 yards in this one. Courtesy of 14 carries. Haven't seen a lot of McGriff recently.
No, we haven't. He started the game, McGriff, then he's kind of faded in favor of Weiland.
2nd and 10. Hand off to Weiland and nowhere to go. He breaks free. Lost his footing. I thought he was stopped for no gain and is able to turn it into a pretty nice carry. That's going to make it a much more manageable 3rd down as they'll give him the 41-yard line.
Yeah, he picked up 7, like you said, Sean. He may have probably should have had maybe 2 or 3 yards on that, but that little extra burst there makes it a 3rd down and 3. And we'll see what the Griffins can do here. It's a big conversion. You got to keep the drive going here. As the momentum definitely on Seton Hill's side now.
A minute into this fourth quarter of action. They go Weiland, showing some power. He has it.
Yep.
Oh, he's running hard today.
He is. Straight up the gut there. First down to the 45.
And I think just the fact that McCormick has taken some shots down the field, they've had to maybe abandon everyone up close to the line of scrimmage like they were able to do earlier when Freeman was really struggling on his passing attempts, going just 4 of 15.
Yep, I do agree. There's that extra weapon there now. We've seen McCormick throw a couple deep balls.
Griffins getting fired up on the sidelines. Weiland again gets a gain of about 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, nothing fancy there. Again, right up the gut. Sticking with the ground game right now.
And he's closing in on 100. It's been a low-scoring one here. You're not surprised if you've seen what these defenses have done at times throughout the year. Second and 7 as Pete Billy moves to the backfield, the former Mount Pleasant area Viking. Oh, McCormick hangs onto the ball miraculously. That could have very easily been a fumble. He goes down for a loss of about a yard.
Yeah, it could have been a disaster there. Pumped once and then had to run with it. So 3rd and 10. Again, we've said this so many times. In a game like this, every possession is critical, and here's a big one right now for Seton Hill.
Now remember, we saw a couple of 4th down conversions on the Fighting Scots field goal drive earlier this half. McCormick steps up.
Nice. Oh, there we go.
And he's brought down about 3 yards shy. Doesn't look like a natural runner, but did a nice job getting that yardage, and now maybe giving Coach Day something to think about.
Yeah, they're going to picks up 6 yards. So what, we got a 4th and 4 here.
Lamar Jackson, he is not.
No.
Well, I'll say he's pretty loose with that football. But he looks like his hands are big enough that it's like palming a mini basketball for him as they do bring out the punter, Miller. I think if he's a Fighting Scots, you keep in the back of your mind a fake here. Miller does send it away, though. Headed towards the sideline. Pretty good. Depend on the spot, but I think it should be inside the 10-yard line. Right at the 10.
There we go.
Good job by Hunter, the punter.
I guess you can call that a coffin corner kick.
Yeah.
But there's what you want to do. I mean, we've seen.
You ever practice that on Madden?
No.
No? Okay.
I thought you were going to ask me if I practiced it
in real life.
In real life.
Well, yeah,
that's
I know.
A definite no.
Yeah, I know that was. I could have guessed that.
But pinned Edinboro back. We've seen them be able to move the football here, so you got to make them go the length of the field now.
Handoff and pretty nice first down run by Sealy. Looked like contact occurred at the line of scrimmage, but was able to move it forward for a gain of about 6.
Yeah, 2nd down and manageable here. 2nd down and 4. They tried to swing that or stretch that play out this way.
A great staff for this one. Dan Flicking, our producer, Marcus Weekland, and Nick D'Onofrio, our cameramen. I'm Sean Myers, joined by TJ DeStefano here in the broadcast booth at Offutt Field in Greensburg. Well, Griffins maybe not fully set on that play. Doing a nice job recovering and holding it to a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up a massive 3rd and 1 scenario.
Yeah, they're back to the running game again here for Edinboro. We've seen that a lot. That one right up the middle.
That was Sealy once more.
And again, as I said, we're under 10 minutes now. Every possession is critical here.
Now they have Sealy in the backfield still. He gets the carry, and I think he will have enough for the first down. He will. They don't have to get much, just beyond the 20, he did so. And that's big because you figure every first down, you could probably run another 2 or so minutes off the clock if you keep it on the ground.
Exactly. And I could just say it again, in a battle like this, every play is critical here. So see what happens here. Fresh set of downs for Edinboro.
Jaden Emberton Gaines was in there trying to make the tackle, but Sealy was able to spit enough out of it to still get across the line to gain. You all right?
Yeah, I just had a bee in my face.
Tackle there by Nario Walks as he did his best bee in the face impression of the Scots attack. That was Castelli on the keeper. No gain, makes it 2nd and 10. Nearing 8.5 minutes left in regulation, a 3-point lead for Edinboro. Handoff goes to the outside, that's Reed. Howie Reed the third. Hasn't touched it much, but seems like a pretty deep stable of running backs.
Yeah, we've seen a good bit of at least 2 or 3 guys in there rushing the football for Edinboro.
Yeah, remember Williams the starter, and then Dante Sanders, the Clareton product. Sealy, most recently there, Reed.
Yep.
And remember, they even moved Stanfield, the receiver, to the backfield a couple of times.
Another big down, big 3rd and 8 here for Edinboro now.
Time running down on the play clock. They get it off with just 2 seconds remaining. Castelli takes a shot down the field, incomplete. Well covered by the Griffins. A couple of players back defending against Watkins. It brings up 4th down, and Seton Hill once again forces a punt.
I don't think Watkins was ready for that after he turned around and the ball had already went past him. So a big stop there. And now again, try to flip the field position here. Seton Hill has a chance to get some pretty good field position here.
And that incompletion also stops the clock.
Yes. We got, 2 timeouts for Seton Hill, 1 for Edinboro.
Mako standing at about his 40-yard line, awaiting the punt from Reed Martin. Moving up 5 yards, Mako makes the fair catch at the 45. That's where the Griffins will begin, needing just a field goal to pull even.
Yep, good field position here. See what the Griffins can do on offense now.
Seton Hill going back to 2013, just 1-6 against Edinboro. The win coming in the 2015 campaign, 44-23. Most recent outing, 37-10 in favor of the Fighting Scots. Ryan Barabee, the starting quarterback, was 10 of 21 for 122 yards, touchdown and an interception for Seton Hill in that one. Michael Valentino, the leading rusher. Michael Alardo, the leading receiver. So 3 guys that are still with this program in one form or another. Weiland. Nice run by Logan Weiland, and then a hit on the end of it. Now you figure, TJ, maybe about 20 more yards and you're potentially in field goal range to tie it.
Yeah, that was a solid gain of about 8 there.
That said, you don't just want to settle for a field goal.
You want to always go for the 6 first, but
so Weiland eclipsing 100 yards on that last carry.
No.
Well, that won't add to his total.
Yeah, he just ran into a bunch of guys up front there. I think they maybe lost a yard on that play. No gain.
105 for Weiland. Here's some chance of defense. I guess the Fighting Scots faithful making their voices heard here. 3rd down, 2 yards to go. McCormick, quick pass. Diving effort, incomplete. Wow. Gaither certainly laid out for it, but just could not hang on as he hit the turf. The ball popped out.
Yeah. Good diving effort there by Gaither. And so now we see the offense still on the field.
Nope, they're going to keep the offense out there. Could be a game-changing scenario right here. 4th down, 2 yards to go. Need to get it to the 45. Phillips goes in motion. Handoff. I think it's going to be short.
Yeah.
It's going to be awfully close. It's a pretty favorable spot for Seton Hill, it appears.
Yeah. No. And it is a 1st down?
No, I think they're going to measure this one. But we have one official saying first down.
Yeah.
Well, take a look here. At first glance, I thought that Weiland was stopped shy.
Yeah,
man,
that's what I thought,
That
too.
looks like it's a really good spot for the Griffins based on that.
What? It's a 1st down, I guess, yeah. They aren't going to measure it.
But you could see there, but you can't tell when he actually went down.
Yeah.
He did reach the football out. So that's massive for the Griffins.
It is. That's huge.
Fresh set of downs. Ball at the 45 in Scott's territory. A couple of players shift.
Oh.
And some movement. That will be a false start against Seton Hill.
So you have a big play there to convert, and then you commit a pre-snap penalty.
Yeah, that'll grind the gears of head coach Dan Day.
So behind the chains here, 1st and 15 now.
Out of the gun, it's McCormick. Playing in place of Freeman, who got the start here today for the first time in his career. Pass to the outside. Gaither makes the catch, but can't really spin out of the tackle. Good job staying with him defensively by Boyd. So that makes up for the penalty yardage. And tack on one more on the end, bringing up a 2nd and 9. You see the knee went down there before that ball was extended. Well, time's starting to really tick down here. Approaching 5 minutes left in regulation. Cowbells are out. Weiland, nowhere to run.
No.
Oh, we've seen him a few times where we didn't think there was any room, make the most of it.
Yeah, but not that time. Ran to the short side of the field, and again, nice job by Edinboro. Had everything controlled away over there.
Well, it's a 3rd down, and you figure they already went for it on 4th once, TJ. If they get at least a few yards here.
Probably going to go for it again.
Yeah.
You know.
That makes this down all the more important. Might not have to get all 7, but you need to get something. 3 receivers to the right side. Hand it off. Weiland. Blockers in front of him. And he has the first down. What a big conversion by Logan Weiland. He has been the player they have leaned upon here in this second half.
Yep, that's about an 8-yard game. So I said stick with what's worked, and it's been the running game, and Logan Weiland's carrying the load here today. Keeps the drive alive for Seton Hill.
Under 4 minutes left. Well, if the Griffins get a touchdown here, that's really best case scenario. They will have drained the clock down and taken the lead in the process. However, if they don't get any points, their backs will really be against the wall. Fake of the handoff. McCormick's going to take a shot. Tip pass incomplete. Hit right at the line of scrimmage. Holding his arm up is big Bishop Simmons saying, that was me. 6'1", and what would you guess for him, TJ?
Oh,
we got to be thinking about what, 320 maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say he's pushing over 300 easy. I wouldn't want to mess with that dude.
TJ in a past career used to guess weights at the carnival, so he's an expert on that. 2nd and 10, ball at the 34. McCormick looking to pass again. Has a man open, incomplete.
Wow.
Makel had some separation. Boyd was in coverage, but the throw sort of went over the head and forced Makel to spin around a bit.
I'm impressed with McCormick's arm here. Some of the balls, 2 of them there haven't been completed, but
yeah, he threw it behind him. If he let him, I think that's probably a touchdown.
But I think the arm strength is there.
3rd and 10.
This is big again. They're all big here.
Quick pass. It's complete. Taro Gaither makes the catch well shy of the first down marker. It's a gain of about 5. It'll bring up a 4th down and 5. It will be a very long field goal. But we're going to get a field goal attempt here. So they're going to bring out Luke Hogger for what would be about a 46-yarder. He has a 47-yarder this season. For the tie from 46, Hogger nearing 3 minutes left in regulation. The former Viking. Kick is up, it's blocked.
Oh.
It's a live ball. The Griffins were not able to get to it, and now it will be returned for a touchdown. No one got to the live football, but Nick Cunningham scooped it up. The starting linebacker takes it 50-plus yards for what could be the Dagger. Well, I think more than anything else, the Griffins coaching staff is going to really hate that not the kick was blocked, but what happened afterwards.
No one fell on it for Seton Hill. Give Cunningham credit. He picked it right up and took it the length of the field. And now Edinboro in business here as they have an extra point coming to try to extend the lead to a 10-point lead.
That's about a 60-yard return. We'll wait for the official count. As the kick is up, we're hearing maybe Sir Dennis got the block as the extra point makes it 17-7, a deflating turn of events here at Offutt. We'll take a break, continue our coverage of the 4th quarter on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
You're always on the winning team with Bowser Chevrolet of Monroeville and Bowser Chevrolet Chippewa. Visit BowserChevrolet.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and get the power of Bowser in your hands. With the new Chevy vehicles arriving weekly, reserve yours now at Bowser Chevrolet. See the full lineup of Chevy cars, trucks, and SUVs at BowserChevrolet.com. Bowser Chevrolet, where the power of Bowser is yours.
Hi, my name is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Alpha Leap Performance and Fitness, located in Export. We are a 7,000 square foot sports performance and fitness facility, and we offer 24/7 open gym memberships, small group training, sports performance training, and we also have a group fitness class. You have an hour with me, but how can I impact these kids when they leave my facility? How can I make them happier, stronger mentally, stronger physically, stronger spiritually to take on what the world and these people throw at you? If you dominate the little things in life, you're going to dominate the big things. It's very apparent.
There it is, TJ, the Westmoreland County Courthouse. Picture perfect here in early October as the kick fielded by Darnell Carey. Haven't called his name at all here as he puts the brakes on and gets past the 30. Carey had 2 kickoff return touchdowns, both negated by penalty last week.
That's what I heard. Talk about deflating there. You take 14 points off the board because of penalties. And what just happened here a couple minutes ago was really deflating as well. Blocked field goal, and then Edinboro picks it up and takes it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, would have been the tying field goal.
Yes. So instead they got 2:59 and 2 timeouts to try to do something here, down 10.
McCormick's going to take another shot.
Yes. Oh.
his receiver a chance, and it's going to yield a penalty.
Yeah, they're going to get
Taro Gaither, the intended target.
That was Micah Thomas they're going to get for the interference. So this will help.
It will, but they have some work to do.
Yes, they do.
Down 10, they're going to have to score twice, and they're going to have to do so with under 3 minutes left.
So the ball up to the 47 now. The sun is finally down.
Finally. Get an even better view of the courthouse now from our vantage point. Pass is incomplete as Bale's unable to haul it in.
I guess I can take these off.
That's a 2nd and 10 for the Griffins. Well, you don't have to get a touchdown here, but you have to get
something.
Yeah, either a touchdown or a field goal.
Yeah, they need points.
Looking for all of them right here, and that's nowhere close. Bales did not seem to be on the same page with McCormick on that attempt.
I'll tell you what, if McCormick and they get on the same page and get a rhythm down, I mean, I'm impressed with his arm. Got a good arm, but just not on the mark with the receivers.
It brings up a 3rd and 10 in what will once again likely be 4-down territory. Well, I know that it's easy for us now that we saw how the play turned out. Going back to that, do you think it was the right decision to try to kick that long field goal? McCormick's going to take another shot. Has a man. Makel tried to make a catch. He did.
Wow.
John Makel IV with a spectacular grab. That is a good throw, but a great catch.
Look at that.
I don't know if he got a foot in, but the official right there said he did, and man, that was outstanding.
That's about 25-yard pass play there.
Down to the 29-yard line. Now they're going to run it. Still have time to do that with Weiland, but he doesn't get a lot on first down. Oh, maybe about 5 yards. And Dan Day saying, let's hurry up, boys.
Yep. Inside the 25 now.
You have to wonder how much McCormick has worked a 2-minute drill. Pass is complete. Taro Gaither inside the 10, first down.
Slip the tackle there.
Well, now you're thinking, okay, we got to get the 7 here and hope for the field goal next time.
Yep. Now that you're in this deep, down at the 8-yard line there. Nice. That was a pass play of 15.
Handoff, and that does not work. And that's going to take some time off the clock.
They ran into a wall there again.
Clock continues to run here. Griffins have to be quicker.
Yeah, and they're not going to take one of those 2 timeouts that they still have.
Fade to the end zone.
Oh.
And that was in the hands of Gaither, but good job coming over by Thomas to break it up, and the initial coverage was Dowdle.
Yeah. Give Edinboro credit. They were all over that. Good throw by McCormick. It was there.
That ball just hung up long enough for the secondary defender to come over.
There we go. 3rd and goal from the 8.
It does stop the clock. McCormick out of the gun. 3 receivers to his left. He looks that way. Now steps up. He's under pressure.
Oh!
And he loses the football. It is a live ball. No, they're going to rule down. So is it a fumble or is it simply a sack? I'm not sure. I guess Seton Hill maintains possession there.
Yeah.
But the clock's still running. Let's look again. Well, did they go? Okay. That's iffy. Do they go for the field goal here?
Yeah.
Now they're going to keep their offense out. And now you're to the point.
Well, now there's a timeout. No.
Okay, now I think the field goal is the play here because you need 10 points in some combination. If you go for fourth down and come up shy, the game's over.
Yes.
If you kick the field goal, you extend the game. That said, it's going to be low percentage no matter what.
Yeah. So they're going to be what? That'll be about a 35-yard field goal.
Yep.
There we go.
Remember, there's been 3 blocked field goals in this one, 2 attempted by the Griffins.
Now, so that's not going in your favor. But like you said, I think at this point they have no choice but to kick a field goal here.
Blocking kicks has been a regular occurrence for the Fighting Scots this year. Mentioned that their offense has really struggled at times, but special teams and defense have been pretty good. They had 4 blocked kicks coming into today, and they've added 2 more. That is a ton through 3 games. All right, the offense will stay out there. Under a minute left. This is a bold decision. Again, if they don't get the touchdown here, game's basically over. Now, if they do, then it probably comes down to an onside kick attempt.
Yep.
The ball is at the 18-yard line. They have to get it into the end zone. It's a goal to go. Throw tipped, incomplete, and a turnover on downs. Now, they got in close earlier, but some negative plays short-circuited what was a pretty promising drive, and looks like this will be the 3rd consecutive loss for the Griffins.
Yeah, and Edinboro, again, we said their last 2 games, they were really close and probably could have won those, and they're maybe on the verge here of about 47 seconds away from win number 1.
And it would be the first victory in the head coaching career of Jake Nolf. The Apollo Ridge native, not too far from where he grew up, will claim his first victory as the head coach for the Fighting Scots. And I think not the prettiest game, all things considered. There was not a lot of offense. There was some special teams blunders.
No.
But it's going to look beautiful for Edinboro on the way home.
That's going to be the main thing, get that W and move on to next week.
And you look at Seton Hill, a offense that was completely dormant for most of this game. They got that touchdown in the final minute of the 3rd quarter after making the quarterback change. But then the blocked field goal, return for a touchdown, and now the ice bath.
Yes.
The celebration for the first coaching victory guiding this program for Jake Nolf. We'll take a break, come back to give our final thoughts on this one. Your final score, 17-7. Edinboro defeats Seton Hill right here on the Westmoreland Sports Network.
We know speaking with your teen or your young adult about drugs and alcohol can be challenging, but is necessary. Remember to have a conversation, not a confrontation. Establish good communications, break through barriers, and be firm but loving. Here are some helpful tips. Choose a good place and time to chat. Talk with openness. Actively listen. Offer empathy and support. For more information, visit us online at wedacinc.org. Westmoreland Drug and Alcohol Commission. Prevention is key.
Hi, I'm Anthony D'Annunzio from D'Annunzio's Restaurants. Come visit us at one of our 3 locations, Jeanette, Monroeville, or Latrobe. We're open 7 days a week, so we've always got something cooking at D'Annunzio's. For our dine-in specials, Monday it's spaghetti. It's raviolis on Tuesday, lasagna on Wednesday, and on Thursday it's chicken parmesan or chicken romano. Visit us online at D'Annunzio'sRestaurant.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. D'Annunzio's Restaurants. It's a family tradition.
Hi, my name is Tyler Zimmer, owner of Offutt Performance and Fitness, located in Export. When training our athletes, our main mission is to help our athletes move better. Movement efficiency, it's building proper motor patterns and really exposing their brain and their bodies to different movements that can translate to the game. I'm a huge believer in unilateral strength, which is single leg strength. A lot of what you do in any sport is off of one leg. So if you're strong on one leg, you're going to be strong on both. You dominate the little things in life, you're going to dominate the big things.
At Sendell Mitsubishi, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Mitsubishi or have it delivered to your door. SendellMitsubishi.com. At Sendell Volkswagen, buying your new vehicle is as easy as stop, shop, and roll. Stop wasting time in the dealership. Shop online in just a few easy steps. Roll on home in your new Volkswagen or have it delivered to your door. SendellVolkswagen.com.
The most incredible machine ever created didn't come with replacement parts. Until now. Rebuilding the human body takes skill, not just science. Some of the region's most accomplished orthopedists are right here at Excella Health. Our team of specialists are using non-surgical treatments, minimally invasive procedures, and the most sophisticated and complex surgical techniques to restore all aspects of human motion. All right. Whether you walk or fly. Orthopedics at Excella Health. Expert care begins here.
Hi, my name's Mark and I am a political science major at Seton Hill University. Initially, I came to Seton Hill for pre-law, but loved my poli-sci classes so much, I made it my focus. Ultimately, my goal is to hold political office and make a positive impact on people's lives. For me, it was the faculty, both in my major and out, that made my Seton Hill experience so incredible.
Final score in this one, 17-7. Edinboro defeats Seton Hill. Sean Myers, TJ DeStefano here on the call. Great work, as always, by our crew, Marcus Weekland, Nick D'Onofrio, and I suppose the producer, Dan Flickinger, as well. TJ, this was a deflating one. And
it was.
We had a couple of narrow victories for the Griffins at home where the defense and special teams kind of got them over the hump. Last week, they were overmatched. This week, they weren't overmatched.
No.
I think that they had a chance to hang in there and try to get this one at home. It came down to potentially a tying field goal attempt. It was going to be a long one for Luke Hogger. It was blocked, returned for a touchdown, and really that sealed the outcome. And it was just an opportunity that I think the Griffins ultimately will look at as one that got away.
Exactly. And you mentioned the biggest part of that was it being picked up and returned for a touchdown. If it was just blocked, I mean, you
figure it's going to be tough, but at least you have a chance. You have your timeouts. Try to get a stop. That really
was the killer. And then they go down here. We thought they were going to go for a field goal. They went for it on fourth down, didn't convert, didn't get a touchdown, and then that ended the game. So, yeah, this is definitely one that got away from Seton Hill. We talked about at the beginning. This is one of those games against a team in the middle of the pack where, they could have won this one, but they're just going to have to learn from it and then regroup and try to break the losing streak next week at Mercyhurst.
And Sir Dennis came up with that block and the subsequent 56-yard return, it is officially called. Remember, Sir Dennis and his brother Servassier Dennis of the Pitt Panthers.
So
both victorious here
So
today.
ask me in 2 weeks, and I probably won't remember that.
That's okay. So looking at the stats in this one, Keone Freeman gets the start, goes 4 of 15 for 27 yards. That is not going to win many football games. Jake McCormick did better, 6 of 14, 108 yards, and a touchdown. That coming on that 40-yard connection with Taro Gaither. I think the bright spot the last couple of weeks has certainly been the running attack. Logan Weiland, 24 for 122. Now, Jaquan McGriff was pretty quiet in this one, it's 25 yards, but Weiland seemed to be the guy when they needed to make a play. He was there more times than not.
Yeah, and that's why I said, and you asked me, but what should they do? I said, you got to stick with the running game. And Weiland, I mean, now 2 weeks in a row. Last week he was nearly at 100, and this week over 100, and he was definitely the bright spot, I'd say, on the offense. And, you know, that continues to work for them, especially until they figure out what they're going to do at quarterback. You know, you got to stick to the running game and what's working right now.
After the first drive of the game, Seton Hill's defense was really, really good. Kind of what we've seen all season long for this team. I think last week will prove to be a bit of an aberration against just a dynamic offensive team in Slippery Rock, but you see some of the highlights. There's
that one,
that's Weiland doing what he does, which is just run hard and overpower people. But on the defensive side, I think it was a good performance. They yielded just 229 yards over 6 plays. Seton Hill over 60 plays. Seton Hill actually outgained Edinboro. But ultimately, when the offense is not making plays, it's going to be tough no matter how good your defense is. You're probably not going to be able to pitch a shutout. I would think that there's got to be maybe a little bit of frustration that the defense is playing at a high caliber, maybe the best that we have seen in a long, long time here on the Hill, and yet the team's still sitting at 2-3.
Yeah, and we've said that. I mean, pretty much, well, if you take even last week out of it and you count the other 4 games now, the defense has kept them in, you know, pretty much all these games, and they just haven't been able to do enough on offense. And I agree that, you know, your defense, you got to get frustrated. You know, you're out there making all these plays, you're getting all these stops, and then the offense can't convert enough. So I'm sure it's frustrating. But, you know, as long as the defense continues to play well, it's giving them a shot. But the offense has eventually got to start making enough plays, you know, to help out the defensive side of the ball.
And on the other side, Edinboro gets its first win and the first in the coaching career of Jake Nolf. I think that's obviously big for them, and they were awfully close a couple times against good teams. They didn't make a ton of plays on offense, but I think that they probably made 1 or 2 more plays in this one.
Yeah, they did just enough. And again, a lot of the stuff they did, Sean, we saw it wasn't fancy. I mean, they did a lot of short plays, either passing, and they ran the ball, and then those, you know, short runs added up in the end. But you're right, I agree. They did just enough to get a win here today. And like I said, we said this a couple minutes earlier. They were in that Westchester game. They were in the Cal game. Again, your record's 0-3 coming in, so that you are what your record is. But, so Edinboro was obviously just did enough today, and they were the better team and ended up winning the game.
So as a result, the Griffins dropped their 3rd straight. They now sit at 2-3. On the other side, Edinboro gets off the schneid 1-3. For the Fighting Scots. I want to thank everyone who helped make this possible here tonight. Our great producer, Dan Flickinger, Marcus Weekland, and Nick D'Onofrio, the videographers. For my broadcast colleague, TJ DeStefano, Sean Myers signing off. Thank you once again for tuning in to our continuing coverage of Seton Hill Football 2021. We'll be here all season on the Westmoreland Sports Network.